Hello, everyone. I'm HearMeowt. Welcome to my channel. I often say on this channel that Lorne is not only the dumbest man on the planet, but he's also exactly the same today as he was before, during, and after the sting. And today's episode is going to show objective proof of both these assertions. Despite being required to attend and complete sex offender treatment when he was released from prison in 2012, he has still been unable to do it after 14 years. 14 years. And this isn't due to him being kicked out at times or having to restart the class. It's because he is an idiot. And as you saw in the thumbnail for this stream, giving the answer of, quote, I groom my dog, end quote, under a question about grooming behavior. And by the way, he crossed out a previous answer to write in, quote, I groom my dog. Can you say anything other than how can one man be this stupid? So we're going to go through all the assignments that are available online. We went through some of them during the Lornography on night 26, and that's what we're going to review here tonight. But I have the rest of them extracted, and we'll do that on part 2. Now, for those of you who've joined us recently and don't know who Lorne Armstrong is, I assure you it's the best comedy on YouTube. He's not only the dumbest man on the planet, but actually in all of human history. His big break came in 2007 when he was caught live on national television on NBC's To Catch a Predator, the final episode, and his birthday. After getting out of prison, he proceeded to be trolled over and over again and recorded on the phone by people he thought were women that he was in relationships with. And we have thousands of hours out there that we're going through. His background is extensive. It's impossible to sum up in a few sentences, but we're slowly making our way through it. So if you do enjoy what you see here, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of the fun. We're almost at 7,500 subs. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support. And make sure to check out the many playlists we cover in the description of this video on this channel. Sarah Boone, Lorne Armstrong, Kouri, Richins, Diane Downs, Robert Tellis. All of the content is meant to be timeless, and regardless of the subject, you should have overall the same enjoyment. So hello to everyone who's here with us live in the chat. Hello to the replay crew. Please remember to hit the like button on the way in so we avoid all unnecessary situations that would follow. All right, let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's a Friday night. We're feeling all right. Yeah, as I said, we are going to be going through, so people, I didn't realize or even think about the fact that the RSO workbook assignments weren't on their own. So I've cut them out of night 26, and we're going to be reviewing that portion there. So we will have Derek here with us in theory, because we're commenting on it, and I will add a few comments as we go along as well. But before we go too far, let me just assure you that I am not exaggerating it. And actually, technically, some of you may feel that I pulled a fast one with that thumbnail because it's not exactly accurate. But let me show you why. Let me pull this up. Where is it? On text and documents. Because we'll be reviewing this one tomorrow. Text and documents. His dog is not the only thing he grooms, basically. I can boil it down to that. Where is the... Oh, of course, I can't find them now. Okay, well, I'll find it and pull it up here when I do. Let's just get this started. And for those of you who are new and have questions about Lorne, please make sure to ask the chat. Oh, yeah, I remember. Comment on the revocation. So the government put in another request for an extension yesterday because they had just gotten Lorne's RSO workbook provided to them, or not workbook, his sexual offender treatment and assessment and treatment recommendations. I don't think that's different than what it was before. I think they're probably talking about the psych evaluation that we went over in the previous episode, in episode 57 and 58. If anyone remembers. But if you haven't seen it, go look. It's good. So they extended it a week. It's now the other thing I want to clarify, people think that there's going to be a decision or something. No, this is the due date for the state's response. And then Lorne can respond to that, and then they will have a hearing, or if they don't, the court will just rule. Well, there's a delay every time, almost. This is almost the exact same pattern they did last time. Governor asked for an extension, then they asked for an extension because probation wanted an extension, then, yeah. Who got so angry? So, and then we thought it was good last time because we're like, oh yeah, they're digging up all the dirt. So it's not necessarily meaning we're going to get much more information. It all hinges on that first, hello, Southern Comfort, that mention of revocation. Hello, neighbor. So everyone just relax, wait. I think it will actually come down more to the fact that he hasn't passed rape class in 14 years. And the answers in these workbooks are ridiculous. And this wasn't like this was the first day of rape class he filled this out. He always says over and over, I filled out the workbook. I completed the workbook years ago. We'll see that these assignments are dated, 2013, 2014. So he'd been in there for a couple years. And many of these, he's redoing them, and they're still terrible. But let's go. Here we go. Let's bring up myself and Derek. For those who haven't watched it, I recommend the Lorneography, because a lot of these questions have to do with dealing with his crime, and his description in here does not match the reality of the Lorneography at all. To the RSO assignments, which they're so Lorne. So Lorne. I figured it would be best to start with the pre-offense pattern statement. What we've been hearing, right? Let's hear in Bluebird. I've been going down the Lorne rabbit hole. I'm sure you know Lorne is a sick MF, embarrassing beyond belief. Sexy little thing in the pool. Haven't had a kiss yet. Wow. Yell at me, why don't you? Spoiler alert, all the answers are wrong. He does get one answer right, actually. It's a simple, stupid question. A stupid, simple question. Okay, so this is his pre-offense pattern assignment. And I know it's hard to see on there. Maybe if I blow this up, because this was originally full screen, and then I'll put myself maybe right in the corner. You don't need to see all of it. It's fine. There we go. Hear what Lorne describes, like his retelling of this, because this is after he's gotten out of prison. So this is years later. He's had years to think about this.
Before my offense, I was living in Maine. I had a septic business and made good money.
Lie.
My siblings liked my money a lot, especially my older sister and my oldest brother. They did everything they possibly could to get more money from me. I felt I was obligated to help them so that they wouldn't have a hard time with money. So I never said no to them.
And of course, he's referring to the mac and cheese story here. I don't fully know how much commentary we did in here. Remember, this is during the Lorneography at the tail end, night 26. So both our brains were pretty fried. So this is the mac and cheese story being filmed, right? So
yep,
there we go.
This is it. Finally, it got to the point that I was getting used so badly that it felt nobody cared about me unless I had money to give to them. That's when I decided to leave Maine and move to Nashville, Tennessee. That is so not the reason you moved to
That's not the reason at all.
Not even a little bit. In the first couple of weeks I was in Nashville, I stayed busy looking.
So for those who don't know, the reason he fled Maine is because he stole $30,000 from an elderly couple, building an addition on their house when he's an idiot and has no construction skills, and then gave all the money to his siblings.
Looking for and getting a job and getting myself settled into my new apartment and getting to know my surroundings in Nashville. The third week, I started to slow down because I was all settled in, didn't have anything that I needed to do right away, but I also didn't have any.
And he moved to Nashville to become a country music singer.
All the time, all the way, yeah. Is that no, no, Nick?
Actually, not even a country music singer, country music star.
Anyone to do anything with. Because of the boredom I was feeling, I decided to go on the internet. I wouldn't spend a lot of time on the internet, but would start going into the chat rooms more and more until I ended up noticing a 13-year-old girl that nobody would talk to.
Why would nobody talk? How does he know nobody's talking to her?
I don't know. And also the fact that maybe nobody's talking. If there was some way to know that, right? I don't remember. But if there was some way to know she wasn't being talked to, maybe it's the fact that she was a 13-year-old girl. Oh, I decided that I would talk to her so she wouldn't feel bad. My intentions were to only talk to her to be nice. But as I continued talking to her, I enjoyed helping her with her problems.
What? And as this was originally presented in the Lorneography, that's why you got to watch it to know how big of a lie and bull this is. Lorne,
let's talk about one problem she had that you helped.
You solved nothing for her. I like how intentions is
intentions.
There's a lot of tension.
There was intentions. Yeah. What's one? You mean when you said, "Oh, are you having your period?" Was that the problem? I mean, she told you her parents were fighting and yelling.
Well, he did not show his penis after like 2 hours. He showed it after just over an hour. I think it was an hour. Is it an hour and 10 minutes? We started talking sexually less than 5 minutes in. Like, ooh, it's a cute little thing. She didn't even say about my period. He said, "Are you on your period?" And she goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He did help her delete her archives. Baba Ganoush is right.
Oh, yeah. How to delete your archives. That's true. She would also talk to me about my problems.
Well, they did talk. He did just vomit out his problems. Remember yesterday he was like, "I drink to forget my problems."
Yeah, but they didn't solve any problems. They didn't commiserate or try to problem solve.
No, he doesn't say she solved his problems. She just said about his problems.
I guess you talked literally, but that not literally.
A lot of these answers are literal in this workbook. Well, and I think we forgot here to point out the fact that he did talk about his problems with his penis. He's like, "My penis is cold. My butt itches when you scratch it. Oh, he kissed my penis. Oh, he's sad. Mr. Penis is lonely." A lot of the problems were with his penis. There was no conversation unless it was about his penis, about seeing his penis. What are we gonna do to get? I'm gonna kiss you on your nose, kiss you on your butt. Might also be classified as victim blaming.
Oh yes, it's been a while since I read. I didn't want to read it again. I wanted to go in with as fresh of eyes as I could. I remember reading this and being infuriated.
Oh yeah, Nav the EO. Yeah, so she didn't know how many pubic hairs she had, and he came up with the idea, we'll count them. Yeah,
that's true. That's a good point. She would also talk to my problems, and I started spending more time on the computer to talk to her. I loved the...
Okay, Shin. All right. They had a wholesome conversation about what to name their baby. That's right. And I think, again, we're missing it. He didn't just ask her to count the hairs once and forget about it. He followed up later. He's like, have any new hairs grown down there now? Well, I guess I'll just count them for you.
The attention she was giving.
Yeah, he helped her think about what she thought about when she thought about him. My parents are fighting. You want to see my penis? Get right back on the computer.
Given me.
And for those who haven't seen it, again, like I said, it's disgusting, but it's humiliating that a man is typing these things over and over. It's not just grooming and sexual talk with a minor. It's embarrassing. Well, because it's an adult reading it, but it is so repetitive, unbelievably repetitive in one track.
Because it felt like someone cared about me again.
Polynomial purebred, $4.99. Thank you very much. Her biggest problem, Alexa's son, who just completed it, I believe, said it isn't easy, but it's long overdue. As heavy as it is, somehow a huge weight was lifted at the same time. Now we are focusing on the path ahead without fear. Trying to. I hope you're talking about pornography. In case I missed something else. Sorry. Was that she hadn't ever been molested. Yeah, I mean, she described that to, like, nobody's molested me. And Lorne's like, oh, I could do that.
I told her that we wouldn't be able to meet until she was 18.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Alexa. But I would say that your comment perfectly fits going through the Lorneography, because after you go through it, you get all the references and all the humor. What did Shin say that was knowledgeable? Oh, yeah, okay. He tried to bring Kayla and her dad closer by telling her to ask her father for a new thong. Yeah, he said your dad would be so impressed with you. Did you say impressed or proud? I think it was either impressed and proud, and then he said he was the same thing about when his nieces asked him to buy a pair of short shorts. All the clits, $5. Thank you very much. Love this incredible bunch of people. Enjoy the laughs and care shown to each other. Kiss, kiss. Or is that hug, hug? Kiss, kiss. Dad would be so proud. Yeah.
Response of, you mean we can only be boyfriend and girlfriend on...
Sorry, I was stepping all over this and backing up. Yeah. Polynomial purebred, $4.99. Thank you very much. Her biggest problem was that she hadn't ever been molested. Yeah, I mean, she described that to, like, nobody's molested me. And Lorne's like, oh, I could do that.
I told her that we wouldn't be able to meet until she was 18. Her response of, you mean we can only be boyfriend and girlfriend on here? Meaning on the internet. Let me know that if we didn't meet in person before she turned 18, then I was going to lose the feeling of someone caring about me.
This is his default excuse of why he talked, of how good she made him feel, and he's scared of losing her. That's why he went, but he knew he didn't want to go. It's such bullshit. I mean, she was nothing. She said nothing. It was just, okay, cool. Most of the time she's like, if you want her. Right? She was a void. It was worse than a chatbot from the early 2000s. It said nothing. And he fell in love with her, which is very embarrassing. Kayla Marie Armstrong.
And it would be her.
Man. So Kayla gave him an ultimatum, basically, is what he's saying, right?
That is some mental judo right there.
I'm pretty sure Lorne is the only one that says lose me over and over. Let me just go do a search here a sec for the word lose me. Okay, this is night 6. It says tell X-Derek to stay away from you, because if you don't, then you're going to lose me. Oh, that's the only time lose me is said. He must phrase it differently.
Also says, besides lose me, he also says, I'm going to be pissed off. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And that all sort of comes together in my mind.
And you're the one that came up with the breakup plan, Lorne.
I didn't want to lose that feeling, but I also didn't want to meet her before she was 18 and end up in jail because of it.
See, he never even wanted to go. Which isn't a lie, because he's seen pornography. He's counting down the days. Only 9 days left. Only 7 days left. $10 Karen Bluebird. Does Lorne have unlimited content? I think it was 9/11/2025. Derek had me dying of laughter. Sexy little Derek laughing. Derek moaning and sound effects reading Lorne makes me crack up. It is almost unlimited at this point, because you have not only the original content, which there's over 1,000 hours. Who did he write this to? This was an assignment in the workbook. This was his pre-offense behavior. And this was Blue Boy said something about like when it's typed like this is a redo he did later once he had a computer. So this is years later. This would have been into the catfishing, I think. How is it, Kouri Richins? I changed it beforehand. Thank you for telling me that. I literally changed it before that. I went through everything and I clicked the new banner. StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard. But yes, Lorne does have unlimited content. You've got over 1,000 hours of original content at least. New content is still coming out from Reborn. Then you've got all these shows that comment on the commentary, which is just as funny. How many days into the chat log with Lorne ready to drive? I'd say 4 or 5. Yeah. You guys see why it's important to go through the chat log so we can get it from the... Would I rather wear Lorne's underwear for a month or lick anything inside his trailer? God. Well, anything. I can choose what he's gonna lick. What to lick? I lick. I choose to lick the unopened bar of soap. Lick the soap bar. There we go. I win. I beat your challenge. Source that Lorne never wanted to go. And clearly this letter lines up with everything we've heard so far.
I had fantasized about getting married to her and having...
On the no, I'm talking like an Irish Spring bar of soap. It's still in the sealed box. I opened that. It's a sealed.
Kids together. I had even talked sexually.
Yeah, here's where he mentions the kids. But the dirt outside isn't in the trailer. I was going to say dirt, but to the chat log so we can get it from the source that Lorne never wanted to go. And clearly this letter lines up with everything we've heard so far.
I had fantasized about getting married to her and having kids together. I had even talked sexually to...
I mean, if you were forced to lick something in the trailer, but I think, you know what actually I'd pick? You got to pick a surface that you know he doesn't touch. So I'd pick something like the TV screen, right? You know he doesn't touch that all the time. You could just, well, I didn't think that was an option, washing the underwear and wear it. This letter, no, not yet. It's been raining. Lines up with everything we've heard so far.
I had fantasized about getting married to her and having kids together.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I had even talked sexually to her.
Oh, I love the way he throws it in there. Like, I got to the point of talking sexual. The entire thing was sexual.
I showed her myself naked on webcam.
Really? That happened?
I fantasized about having sex with her on her 18th birthday and had even told her that.
Okay,
that's
Lorne,
it.
yes.
Case closed. Case closed.
Well, he did say he wanted to have sex with her on her 18th birthday. He also wanted to have sex with her multiple times before that.
Case closed. It was 18th birthday. That's what he meant the whole time.
He said, I want to impregnate you on your 18th birthday.
Close enough.
Yeah, which involves sex. Duh.
The longer I talked to her, the more I wanted to do whatever I could to make her happy. But I still didn't want to meet her and end up in jail. But I knew if I didn't meet her, then I was going to lose someone caring about me. Eventually, I agreed to meet her on my birthday. All the way to her house, I kept telling myself I should turn around to go home. Even when I got to the house, I drove past it a couple of times and even around the rotary that was near it. Even stopping at the rotary because I knew I needed to go home. But I had made her a promise that I would show up.
So all the videos, they show those for a reason at the beginning. His little giddy smile. He parks right in the driveway. Hey, girl. Did that seem hesitant at all until Chris comes out? Nope.
Yeah, what about showing your dick within 2 hours of meeting this little girl online?
There is that. I mean, just bearing the lead up here. I even talked to her sexually and showed her myself naked on a webcam. That's all you do, Lorne. You were basically naked the entire time.
Whole time.
Every other minute, you're like, you want to see my dick? Want to see my dick? Want to see my dick?
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Want to see your toy?
He tries to sound like he was honorable and noble. Exactly. And the problem with Lorne, that Lorne's, amongst other things, like not like this is his only problem. The reason Lorne is still in class, besides failing all these assignments and not understanding, he can't even admit that he's attracted to children. Because being attracted to children is the only explanation for what he did. That's the only explanation. Being attracted to children. Might not exclusively be children, but that's the only thing that explains it. And he refuses to say it. He's never going to get out. He's never going to pass treatment class. Yeah, he was self-diagnosed as not being attracted to children, just mature adults. The other thing that's frustrating about these assignments is they're not bad answers because they're totally off the mark. You could tell he's trying to lie in them and say buzzwords that he's been taught, and he still can't get it right. There are tangents of non-sexual sentences at moments away from just basic sex talk the entire time. Like, it's never, we're going on a sexual tangent. The tangents are the non-sexual stuff.
So I went back to the house. She was in the driveway waving me down.
He was talking sexual well within the 45 minutes. I think the dick comes out just after the hour. Well, the first screenshot we have is after the hour.
And I pulled in, went in the house with her, and I sat in a chair. After talking to her for a couple of minutes, Chris Hansen from MSNBC came out. I didn't have a clue who he was because I had never seen him before in my life. But because of the way he acted, I thought he was a corp. I knew I was going to jail.
Skipped over some stuff there, Lorne. What'd you say in the couple minutes you were sitting down there? I haven't had a kiss yet.
I haven't had a kiss yet.
Your hair looks so pretty. I thought you had blonde hair.
Did you bring condoms?
Yes, I did.
And they're in the car?
They're out in the truck. Go get them. Let's talk first.
I think that's like cool.
That's like cool.
Cool.
I'm glad. But you say you can sit in the chair. I prefer the edge of chairs.
And the whole time, every time I see him in that lazy boy chair, his legs up, it's sort of like someone's in stirrups on an examination table getting something in their nether regions examined. You know, it's very prone and like you're completely at the whim of Chris Hansen.
Yeah. So that was his pre-offender statement. Let's see. Let's read the how did you get here section. Okay. Now we start on this and then we go to the sexual history. Him describing how, the question really is, how did you end up in sex offender class? How did you end up in jail? Okay, oh, sorry, Karen Bluebird. $10. Thank you very much. I really love your videos. You crack me up. Sexy little man in his pigtails. Kissy face, rose, heart. Well, I would say heart eyes. Lol. I can never use lol anymore. Now I'm saying quotes from this moron. You broke me. Lol. Wait till you start flipping were and weren't. Was and were. Flipping were and was. Wasn't and weren't. I think I even caught myself saying it backwards on a stream the other day. Want to read the sexual history?
I absolutely think we should. And Meowgarita is with me on this one. So's Mallory.
Fine. Go ahead.
I think
I can make it clear a little bit bigger for you. Sexy little super chat in the stream.
I can get it bigger. Yeah, that's what Lorne wants too. At the age of 24, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl named Kouri, also 24 from Washington State. At the age of 25, I had oral and
Oh, and also, I realized we didn't go back to the first page in a couple minutes here, so this is kind of starting in the middle, but we get it.
Vaginal how does he pronounce it? Vaginal?
But yeah, vaginal.
Oral and vaginal intercourse with a girl named Kathy, 24, from Washington State. At the age of 25, I had vaginal intercourse with Debbie, 26, from Washington State.
And Debbie, if you remember from the prior episode or the episode before, was the British person that he told they had sex, and then the next day he said, I told her I had feelings for someone else, Paula, and she started crying, and I was like, oh man, but I didn't get the chance to tell her that I didn't want to have feelings for her, and I was starting to get feelings for Debbie, but I didn't ever say it, not even when she dropped me off the next morning. Right, Lorne. Yeah, and this is not the Debbie Reynolds in the calls. This is a different Debbie from England.
Age 25. I had vaginal intercourse with a girl named Lisa in her 30s from Washington State. I moved back to Maine when I was 26. I had vaginal intercourse with a girl named Christy, 23, from Jay? I think that's what that says. From
yeah,
Jay.
Jay's a city. Remember, Jay's the city involved in his drinking on probation story.
I didn't know. Right.
It's a city in Maine.
At the age of 26, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl that I don't remember her name, but was also from Jay.
I don't think. Wait. Richins, he said his mother's the only woman that would cry over Lorne. I don't think his mother would even cry over Lorne.
She was 24.
How do you remember the age but not her name?
I don't know. And again, if
none of these ever happened,
if any of these were actual humans that we're talking about, he would be absolutely and completely infatuated to the most dangerous degree about them. He would never give them up.
Yep. No, go ahead.
No, that's it. He would it would be like Paula. He's still talking about Paula to this day. And we're supposed to believe he's been just slinging dick around like this, and he doesn't care.
Well, here's another problem. Here's a big red flag to me. He would describe all these as one-night stands, probably, right?
Correct.
Why does he know all their ages? Take the one-night stand out of it thing, right? Let's say you just met somebody at a bar one night talking to them. When does their actual age come up?
It may come up, but it's not necessary. I mean,
Bethany K says, even if this happened, which it didn't, it'd be rape. And I want to clarify, when we were when Sue and I were talking about the Paula story at the time, I want to make it clear that also, like, even if he did successfully violate her, that's not having sex. That's assault, right? So that's, yes, it's sexual, but it's not having sex. You can't count rape as sex, right? So for any of you that are, not any of you in the chat are saying this, I'd say for the people that in the community that are anti the Paula story happening because they refuse to believe he had sex ever. Well, that's not sex. Yeah, Napalm Sunday, thank you. Yeah, I was worrying about the afterwards. I was like, I didn't describe it, but yeah, the description feels rapey. But if it's true, even if the worst case scenario where he actually managed to penetrate her, even though he said it was warm, wet air, it's sexual assault. It's rape. It's not sex. The toe sex did not make the list, unfortunately.
if you're already at a bar,
it might come up somehow. You could have an S, but it'd be a guess. I mean, it'd be like, I'm a senior in college. Like, senior in college, okay, probably 21, 22, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Beyond that, he knows their ages. It's very odd. I don't believe these are real people, obviously. And he's just making up the ages to say, like, oh, these were all age-appropriate sex with people.
Or these are real people who he has seen.
Oh, yeah. But again, how would he know that?
Knows the name and roughly the age, maybe.
One more thing I want to add. Who said? Somebody said it. Ravina Denver says the woman he said he was in love with for 30 years, they never dated or anything. Pretty sure it was his first real stalking victim. I will agree up until the last sentence. I don't think that would have been the first person he stalked. I think he has stalked every single female that he has grown closer to. And then Golden Ryan, this is not to call you out specifically, but I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong or this disagreement. You had mentioned that Blue Boy said he didn't think Paula was real at all, or that it didn't happen. And the one of the big things in the story of Paula is the disbelief that a boyfriend would drop his girlfriend after a fight off at Lorne's, which on its surface doesn't make sense. But if she was actually friends with Paula, remember, Lorne is just the creepy brother-in-law of Laura, who's friends with Paula, and he thinks they're in a relationship because he's always stalking her. It would actually make sense if her and her boyfriend had a fight. Hey, drop me off at Laura's, because Laura maybe is supposed to be there. And then Laura ended up not being there, but Lorne is there. Right? So she's getting dropped off at her friend's house, where maybe they were best friends. He's not getting dropped off at Lorne's because Lorne is living with Paul and Laura at this time, I believe. Yeah, she existed, but Lorne made her up. Oh yeah, I think he totally made it up. The relationship was in his head. And then she calls her boyfriend and runs home after he attempts to assault her. Right, because she's hanging out at Laura's place, waiting for Laura to come home. She's not there to see Lorne.
And he, oh yeah, I had sex with her. But
yeah,
that never happened. He never had sex with any of these people.
I mean, because this supposedly all happened before the Sting people, and the way the man describes sex, if he had had all this vaginal intercourse.
Vaginal.
Look, another red flag with a girl. A girl. I don't know, Shins. There's certain things in the story, like I said, that seem to be trying to explain away the story, like where he keeps referring to making sure that to note that she made the first move. She did it. He doesn't say woman.
To me, that's more of a red flag of his hemophilic proclivities.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like he sees them as girls. Oh, shit.
What's wrong?
We didn't start at page. No, sorry. It's Paul and Laura plus Lorne and Paula, Annie Oakley. Laura was Paul's wife. Paul is Lorne's brother. And then Lorne had an obsession with Paula. Oh, she has current social media? Can you put the link in there so we can see it? Or I guess I don't want to dox her or anything. I want to see what she's doing. I'm my bad. Well, how to find it, maybe.
Okay. So there was information. Oh.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, this great.
All right.
Have fun reading this.
Come on. I've gone through 22 days.
He states they were friends.
This is my sexual history began when I was 4 or 5 years old and got caught in the doghouse with Lisa.
Why are they in the? It has never occurred to me to go in a doghouse.
Lisa was 4 or 5 years old also. We were showing each other our private parts. Now, I will say, as someone who works with children, kids at that age are curious. Sort of like, what do I have? What do you have? I would never, ever, ever say that is sexual history. There's nothing sexual about it. It's just children, little kids being curious and sort of seeing what's going on and figuring out the world. It is not sexual. So that right there is like a huge blaring siren to me that he calls that sexual. At the age of 13 or 14, I began masturbating to a porn magazine with a nude picture of an actress that played Mary Ellen on the television show The Waltons.
Yep.
It was the only porn magazine. Oh, poor man. It was the only porn magazine we had in the house for as long as I can remember. This is
Just want to point out, so he has not mentioned anything about either brother here, right? Just take note of that.
tragic to Lorne, by the way. That's why I'm reading it as a cry. Mary Ellen was in her 20s or 30s.
That's weird. Why wouldn't you know that? Or whatever.
I
guess the internet didn't exist. Okay, I guess that. But he would know because he was obsessed with her when she was a child on TV. I guess maybe there were reruns at that point. Robin the Pro EDR says playing doctor is not sexual. It is curiosity. Well, I challenge you to listen to the Dr. Armstrong episode, the one that said it says for Lornographers only. Listen to that one and tell me if playing doctor is not, it cannot be sexual. I'm not saying that I know what you're saying, but if you're Lorne, you definitely can make it. Yeah, I think every one of these stories is stolen from someone else or just expanded upon, something that happened and then he adds the sexual thing. Like maybe he did go to a sandwich place with the girl and then he makes up the toe story, adds it on. But who's watching?
Maybe I'm getting confused, and I've never seen the Waltons, but I remember.
And I honestly, I hope the story about Paula is fake. I hope that never happened.
Looking up Mary Ellen. Did Mary Ellen start as a child?
Yeah, 12-year-old. That's why he's infatuated with her. Okay,
so I just wanted to be clear about that. I remember looking up the name after reading this and being like, who the hell is this person?
John Escoya says, why wouldn't Lorne just say Paula sex never happened if he did assault her? Because he was too invested in it. He was too invested in the lie at that point. He had already dug in and say, yes, it did happen. Yes, it did happen. Yes, it did happen. And he thought Paula was talking to people in the community. And so he doesn't know what they said. So that's why I think he emphasized she made the first move. She made the first move. Because if she's out there saying, yeah, he assaulted me. Lorne was their dog. Hear me out. Lisa was their dog. Hear me out. Kidding or not? He's in the doghouse with the dog, showing each other their private parts. That's good. Karen Bluebird. The Lorne chats from 2025 with Kayla. Is that the one he got arrested over? I'm so confused. There's so many different fake girls. I'm new to this idiot. Love you and exterior. Love you and it's exterior. How many girls were there? So yes, the chat logs, that is what led up to the TCAP sting, which led him to get arrested, which made him go to prison for the first time for 5 years. Then he was out. Then he was contacted by the catfish in 2016. That lasted until 2019 when he got revoked for probation violations. He went back to prison for 6 months. As soon as he got out, he got catfished again by really under the Will umbrella. The first umbrella arc was under Emma. My theory, Shin says, your theory is Lorne essays Paula? My theory is that if the warm, wet air story happened at all, it's describing an assault. From all the little details. That's it. But I hope it didn't happen. I highly doubt it was the only. You got to watch the last episode, Shins. The Casey Calls episode 5758. Porn magazine in the house. It was probably the only one he remembers because he obsessed with Mary Walton or Mary Ellen Walton, whoever. I don't know that.
That's who I looked up, Mary Ellen Walton, and it gave me the name of someone else. I don't remember who.
Well, the actress's name is what it gave you. This is her character's name.
Right. The character's name.
Yeah.
Which is what I looked up. And then I found the real name.
Yeah, got which version? I don't understand what you're saying.
At the age of 13, I kissed with a girl named Christy.
He said he originally wrote "made out" and he had to change it to "kissed."
Oh, I made out. Kissed with a girl named Christy. Also 13 years old at a school dance.
Bullshit. We hear about his school dances. He says he never went with anyone and would just hang out with friends.
No, he went with Bunky Myrick. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, Bunky.
Bunky Myrick. The best name.
Oh, which version of the Paula story? Well, I'm saying, like, the one he tells with the most detail, I would say, which is in 57, 58.
At the age of 14, I made out, crossed out, kissed almost every day for 2 months with a girl named Sherry, 15 years old.
Oh, he's getting that older tale there, huh?
For the next 3 years, I didn't find any interest in any of the girls I went to school with or met, partially because my confidence level was down because schoolmates were mad at me for not playing basketball. Oh, yeah.
He quit basketball in 6th grade, I thought. I want to say again, or I don't think I said this. I want to add, you didn't have to put this in here. You don't. This is his ego trying to cover. Why didn't you have any girls from 13 to 17?
Yeah, but it
that would have been when he was 12.
It still was affecting him. He was going to be the next Larry Bird. How could Lorne at 5'1" or whatever he was at that age do anything in basketball? And like at that age is when puberty hits and having the physical height starts to really make a difference. Before that, it's more of an even playing field. At age 17, I went on a double date with my cousin and 2 of his female friends.
Oh, so
my
date's name.
My date's name was Monique, also 17. I made out, kissed with her, and felt her breasts. Can you scroll it up a bit more? Or
yeah.
will it?
No, it won't.
Okay,
I can read the last part.
All right, please, yeah.
And notice there's nothing from the brothers yet in here. Which,
yep, nothing about his brother.
At age 19, or I'm not Kayla. At age 19, I dated my boss's daughter, Amanda. Age 17, Amanda. I want everyone to note the repetition of names that go throughout his life. Amanda, because he would later be scammed by an Amanda James, who wasn't her real name. Right? Daughter, Amanda, age 17. I only made out I only kissed her and only dated her for 2 months. I had known her since I was a kid. My boss had mentioned marriage to me and I broke up with her and quit my job. Bullshit.
That's probably what he was making up and talking about with Paul in one of the Paul calls. No, she said she wanted to marry me, but I was too immature at the time.
No, that was Paula, not me. Like I said, at one point, either in the Lornography, or I've probably said it multiple times. Not saying I'm a male slut, but I don't remember. Wasn't it?
I thought he said there was a couple of women.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You're right. One of them was Paula, but I thought there was another one he said as well.
Well, I have a question for you, Derek. If you are not reliable with the term made out versus kissed, how reliable can you be with marriage proposals?
Maybe it was something like, oh my God, you would make so, and it never happened.
Right,
but if it did, I could imagine it being something like, oh my gosh, you would be a perfect husband for my daughter. Or, maybe we should hook you up with my daughter later in life. And he's blowing that way out of proportion.
Okay, here's the big con. How many people quit their job because of it? Quest.
At age 19, I dated Denise, age 29, for 3 months. I lost my virginity to Denise. No. Scratched out. The first time I had sexual intercourse
was with Denise.
We had oral and vaginal intercourse.
I love seeing Karen Bluebird lose her mind. What a disabled man child. He's such a freaking idiot. He is. And I enjoy seeing you get exposed to all this stupidity because I wish I could go back.
Almost every night.
Oh, man. Yeah, he probably was fired for creeping on the daughter. Yep. And
Oof, Lorne, he was just
putting in work. They had vaginal intercourse every night for 3 months. Yeah, right. Work.
more work than a plumber working in New York City for 3 months. I broke up with her because she lied to me about something.
I think I'm going to comment on the lie here, but the other part I wanted to comment on the age up here, 19 and 29. When he's talking with Casey in the calls, remember he's talking about how, just how weird it was that, she was 10 years older and she was so much older and I was only 19, right? And he keeps hammering on it and saying, oh, it's just weird to think about. After he is at 37, tried to romanticize a 13-year-old online in a TCAP sting. He doesn't think about any context. Like, you wouldn't highlight that ever. But he's trying to do it to boast up his ego. Be like, yeah, I was having sex with a 29-year-old when I was 19. Do you think that lie was that they were in a relationship and that they were dating?
Yes, actually, yes. That's exactly what I think.
And he wasn't just their babysitter. Because remember, he says that he was her babysitter for her 3 kids.
Oh,
right?
That's the Denise?
That's her, Denise.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
So Denise was having sex with her babysitter.
That's
right.
Nice. And then from there, I went into the Air Force and had one-night stands as well as after leaving the Air Force. While in basic training, I met a girl named Jennifer, 18, and made out with her. Scratch that out, kissed her. I was 20.
It's weird, though. Wait, again, he says, I had one-night stands as well as after leaving the Air Force, but then the first person he talks about is he just kissed her. Well, what about the one-night stands? Oh, they're coming up. Sorry.
He was a male slot. You can't imagine him to keep track of all of them. When at my permanent duty station in Alaska, I met a woman named Sarah, 23, and I was 21. I had 3 one-night stands with her, all vaginal intercourse. If it happened 3 times, it's not a one-night stand. Maybe you're hooking up with her, but it's not a one-night stand. I like how there's never any middle ground, too. He never made out. He was either just kissed somebody or had full-blown sex. He never made out with it because he never, unless they don't want him to use slang. That maybe is it. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I like to believe it's just it's just so stupid. Okay, go ahead.
After the Air Force, I also had a one-night stand with a girl named Gretchen, 22.
Yeah. Golden Ryan says, everything is narrative and making him look good. He's saying age just doesn't matter to catfishes, and he's safe to be around kids as well. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, all of this is to be like, look at how much adult sex I was having. Look at all this adult sex I was having. Why would, Kayla was a one-off.
Also, vaginal intercourse. I was 23. After the Air Force, I moved home to Maine and met a girl named Tina from Liberty, Maine, 23, and I was 24. I had a one-night stand with her, vaginal intercourse. I moved to Washington State at the age of 24. There, I met and fell in love with Paula, 24.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
I didn't realize she was a player, so I got hurt deeply.
My misery has got comedy. So do you think sex offender class? By the way, you guys can say whatever you want in the chat. You don't have to use alternate words. You can write it out. I don't care. Made them write down their sexual history with ages, or did Lorne do this of his own accord? I mean, it does actually sound like something that would be required in the assignment, your age and her age. But I am saying, like, I don't understand how you would do that. You would have to say she was in her early 20s. right? Roscoe Sadie, $5. How many guys are in your bed right now, Jamie? Cheater. Capitol Club Apartments in Lacey. I assume you're in Lacey?
But I had sex with the once, only vaginal.
Yeah, and I wonder why Psych Report says he never had sex with Paula.
Okay, here it jumps. So back to his youth.
Yeah.
At age 9,
Now, I think this was added in here. Let me give you my theory.
This part.
This was added in here because when he turned it in, they're like, Lorne, what about your history with your brothers that you told us about? Oh. Then she had to write another page. It's also interesting because he adds this in, but on a separate workbook page that we will go into tomorrow, I believe. I don't think it's on this one. He says, describe any abuse in your family or sexual abuse. He puts none. Because he forgot about it because it didn't happen to him, right? But he had been using it in class. Okay, go ahead.
At age...
And 100%, I believe, 100%, if any stories were taken from other people, these ones are taken from people in the RSO class.
9, whenever I was at home alone with a specific brother, Paul, that was age 14, he would whistle to me, and that would be my signal to go to his room so he could feel my private area, and he would have me feel his. This happened up to my age of 12.
So a couple things. This is in the original history, right? What's the other thing that's not in here? Shins. What is the other lie that he is missing? And surprisingly, Derek and I didn't call this out. Probably because we were exhausted from Lornography. Probably because of the drinking. But what story has he left out? Because this is pretty much the end. Give him a few minutes. What story is he not put in here? Yes. Yeah, Garita got it. The incest blow. That is not in here. Yep. So, and again, the reason you might ask yourself, well, why would he make this up or whatever? He makes this up for a very specific reason, because when you can hear later when he's talking to the catfish, especially like Debbie or whatever, he'll say, you know, he's trying to come up with a reason why he did what he did that doesn't involve him being attracted to children. And he'll say, like, I just got to figure out why I did it. Why I did. And he'll say, like, I wonder, do you know anything about my past? Or did Winnie ever tell you about my past? Because I'm wondering, could that be it? Could it be because of my past? That's why he's using these stories. To try and explain away any manner that isn't him being attracted to kids.
This never happened.
Never happened.
Never happened, people.
Because this would have been right here. You show the private parts to Lisa. It's not even just it's more than just a deflection. He's trying to include this as the reason, because he has heard, hey, if you're abused as a kid, that can cause you to be an abuser. So, hey, let me sample group this story. If I was abused, oh, well, no wonder, Lorne, of course. Thank you. No wonder you did it. And then he would fully embrace it, and then he'd cry. He'd be like, all right, let me out. Yeah, at the end of the day, you make your own decision. And at the end of the day, Lorne, I'm not discounting the impact of abuse on people. That's not what I'm saying. At the end of the day, Lorne, not everyone who's abused does what you did. If you were abused, which I don't believe you were. It's also to gain pity, in my opinion. Yeah, I think, though, his number one reason is to explain why he would have abused somebody else. Wait, explosion video at what part? He's him and Paul are grabbing each other's dicks, and then at age 13 or 14.
Well, on the left-hand column, you see a little arrow, and it says add.
Oh, add. Yep. Okay, that's where the arrow is here. Yep. Because there's a big arrow here.
Yep. So he just whistled to Lorne like a dog. Come and feel his private area.
Why would you, of all dicks, why would you want to feel Lawrence?
Yeah, it's curved and twisted and broken.
And why would he should get a freebie. Wait, he says he feel my private area and he would have me feel his. Why? Well, Revewing Denver also, read Denver says most people who are abused don't do what Lorne did. I would also add no one has done what Lorne has done. Lorne is in a category of his own. Lorne has the longest chat log in TCAP history. Lorne is the virgin sex offender. Lorne makes up completely unbelievable sex stories, and he's the most useless, incompetent idiot on the planet. No one has done what Lorne has done. Yeah, you've been in rape class for 10 years. You can use the stories of the people who graduated. Yeah, he's copying homework, right? But he's been in for 14 years and still can't pass. So, Lorne, I mean, I guess I can't. I've never been abused or whatever, right? But like the last thing my brother's gonna do is teach me, talk me into grabbing his dick while he's also grabbing my dick, and not be fully outright with it. Which brother it was? If this is true, right? You have 4 brothers, Lorne. You're besmirching the other 3 by not naming the one that did. Yeah, none of this was brought at his sentencing hearing as a motivating factor. The 3 innocent brothers.
Yeah, but it happened to none of them, so he can't.
I know. Right. You can't be specific, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'd be pissed if I was I'm like, bro, say who did it. I didn't molest you. You got my wife asking all kinds of questions.
What about the toe fucking?
Yeah, it's not in here.
Damn it.
Tell me that's not a fake story as well.
The toe fucking? It's impossible. Yeah. Toe fucking was fake.
What about the he's down at the river, or there's rocks and stuff, or inside the car where he's on the wheel well of the driver's side or something? It doesn't make any sense. Where basically he's describing it and his back is up against the steering wheel rather than going to the passenger side. Come on, Lorne. I guess he is short enough, but Hairball Yarn, $5. Thank you very much. Says you might have already covered this, but how'd you get this? Are all offenders notebooks public info? No, actually, here's the thing. Everything we know about Lorne has given us. So he sent these to the catfish. And he sent these because he's trying to get in a relationship and get closer with Debbie, I believe. He's so stupid. And he also sent them to Casey as well. It's just incredibly stupid. Why would you send these to the person you're trying to date to make them think you're a good guy? He's getting so much strange out there from women. He's like, oh, a 13-year-old. Let me talk to them. Forever Wonder says most abusers were at some point abused, but most people who are abused don't become abusers. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the whole rectangle square thing. The inverse statistics gets thrown around and it harms victims. What do you mean? Oh, if I give the impression that they all become abusers, that's not what I meant. The driver's side or something. It doesn't make any sense. Where basically he's describing it and his back is up against the steering wheel rather than going to the passenger side. Come on, Lorne. I guess he is short enough, but he's getting so much strange out there from women. He's like, oh, a 13-year-old. Let me talk to them. In rural bars, Outdoor Loser, $20. Thank you very much. In rural bars, some women do incognito prostitution by approaching lonely men and hitting on them. Before sex, they are only interested in their wallet. This could account for his one-night stand stories. Thoughts? Well, yeah, that's a good one, Kettle. kettlebell. Oh,
I've
we'll
heard
get there
that
eventually.
before as well.
There's a couple issues logistically. One, Lorne never has any money, so how's he going to pay somebody? Two, he really looks down on the whole money for sex kind of thing. He would prefer it to be the arrangement where he's providing money to somebody and then they love him and have sex. Like, it's too dirty for him. And
I do think if he ever had sex, there's two possibilities. One, it was with exactly that type of person that ODL is talking about, like someone who's doing kind of covert prostitution.
Wait, accidental cleavage. The toenail isn't part of the story, though. That's the part we commonly add as it being even more ridiculous. He has a gross toenail, and we joke about it coming off. That's not part of the original story. Just to clarify, Black Ulala became a new member. Welcome. Remember, memberships are only $1, and there is actual member content on this channel.
You know, in a little bar, trying to make some money on the side. I could see that happening, or it was with just some woman who's absolutely slosh drunk, and he somehow manages to have sex with them.
Well, and he'd be pretty drunk too because he can't remember any of it.
Yeah, he'd be pretty drunk.
He can't remember where any of the body parts are.
But the problem I see with both is what we know of Lorne. He is so obsessive that I don't think he would ever be able to let go of those women. He would never be able to say, like, Denise or whoever that woman may be, you know, she loved me and she broke my heart and I trusted in her more than I trusted anyone, and it scared me how much I trusted in her.
Well, it's interesting also that he's got to turn them all into the bad people. Like, I broke up with her because she lied to me about something. Well, that's a weird thing to do, but it has to be pretty important. It'd be like, she lied to me because she was dating somebody else. So that's infidelity. It's not, she just lied about something, right? It doesn't make it, it doesn't make sense on its own, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lie has to be about, she maybe believed that we were in a relationship. We weren't. So I broke up with her because in his mind, they were already dating. So now I'm not dating anymore. So I broke up with you, even though we were never going together.
ODL brought up another good point. Lorne always said that women only cared about his wallet. That's another sort of point. I mean,
well, I think that's, I know that fits with it, but I think that's what he uses to denigrate people.
Yes. I mean, that's what he does with his siblings.
Right.
I mean,
they only cared about money. Caring about money is something bad. Having money doesn't make you a good person, but all they want is money, making them bad people.
I mean, at the end of the day, whether he's had sex or not doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
But he never had. I think everyone can agree, sex or not, he's never been in a meaningful relationship of any sort, ever.
I'll go one higher. If he had all this sex, that makes the chat log even weirder. Right?
It would. Yes, it would.
Like, the explanation for a lot of the weirdness, even though it's still weird and disgusting, you shouldn't do it, is that he's never had sex. But if he has had sex and is still saying this, that opens up a whole nother can of worms. Like, what? Then why are you still acting like a 13-year-old boy? Like, oh, we're going to sleep with my penis in you all night. He would have figured out with Denise that doesn't happen.
That doesn't work, yeah. That's like a physical impossibility.
I mean, that's the number one argument against Denise being real. Like, there's no way. No way you were with a woman for 3. You would have found, even if that was an obsession of yours, you would have found out it didn't work and you wouldn't bring it up again because you know it's not going to be anything.
I'll jump down to where I left off, which is where I think it was.
Yeah. Sorry.
At age 27, I moved back to Washington State. That was where I first started going on the internet. I met a girl on there when I was 28. She was also 28 from Pennsylvania. So,
for those of you who are new, I talk about the catfishing after he got out of jail and the TCAP sting where it was a decoy. Lorne was catfished before the sting even. He is that dumb.
Amanda James. She told
Amanda
me her name.
And what was the last Amanda? No, this is the boss's daughter, Amanda.
Oh, that's who it was? Okay,
Yeah.
end of the page, but I was wrong about
Yeah. No, I got you. So his almost fiance. And then look, his next serious relationship was with Amanda again.
How
This is a different Amanda than the boss's
weird. Oh, don't forget Paula, though.
Yeah, Paula's the one that got away.
But she was a playa.
Okay.
She cheated on him with her fiance.
And this is the Amanda that he mentions in when Chris Hansen comes out. Says, I sent a lot of Dale Earnhardt stuff. Yep. My sister talked to her on the phone for like a minute. She wasn't real. Turned out she wasn't real.
How dare her? She told me her name was Amanda. It turned out to be Leslie. She told me the truth about 2.5 years later when I moved back to Maine to be closer to her so we could see each other. I didn't date anyone or sleep with anyone those 2.5 years.
Flores says, now I need a reminder. How was Lorne catfished before his famous arrest, incarceration? Because he just went on the internet in a chat room and got catfished by a scammer asking for money and everything, because he will fall in love with anyone.
I would masturbate when I moved back to Maine to be closer to her so we could see each other.
Which doesn't make sense. She's in Pennsylvania. Moving to Maine to be closer to her doesn't. I mean, yeah, I guess you're technically closer, but you're not like, hey, I'm going to move where you are so we can see each other. You're several states away.
I didn't date anyone or sleep with anyone those 2.5 years. I would masturbate to thoughts of being with.
Cliff note Amanda James, please. Little Miss Angry Girl. What do you mean? I thought I just did. Golden Ryan said the Amanda James make no sense, but we can understand the voice doesn't match the internet pics. I'm confused. Do people not believe that Amanda James is real? Why would it not be real? Lorne gets catfished all the time. How would he not randomly get catfished? Black Ulala. I thought I said the Dale Earnhardt merch. Right? Didn't I say that? I said a bunch of Dale Earnhardt. $1.99. Thank you very much.
With her sexually and would also have phone sex with her.
Okay, so that put him at 30.
Stopped around 30, 31.
All right.
And some mysterious substance on the top of this, which we shouldn't think about too much. After getting over Amanda
it's just
Leslie,
water. I think it's just water running.
Or tears. Or tears. I had vaginal intercourse with Billy Joe, 30. I was
32.
That's 32. I was 32, 2 one-night stands, then 2 more one-night stands when I was 34, and she was 32.
That's weird.
At age 34, I had one night stand with a girl named Kim, 25, only vaginal intercourse. At age 35, I had dated a girl named Brandy. Of course, Brandy. Age 35, for 2 weeks only, vaginal intercourse.
And Brandy was the one on drugs, right? That her sisters came and pulled her out of the trailer?
Correct. Yes, it was Brandy. At age 35, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl from Bangor in her 20s. I don't remember her name.
This is even worse. How at the age of 35? So the more recent it gets, you don't remember the name, Lorne? Or the age, apparently?
Mm-hmm. Age 35, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl from Heartland in her 30s. I
just realized the coincidence. Anyone catch the tie-in? A girl from Heartland. Heartland is the band that sang I loved her first, I held her first. The entire Lorne story is just an interconnected web of references. Look at the two of you dancing that way, lost in the moment, each other's feet.
Don't remember her name.
See, and this is the way you would describe the age, right? Like, why does he know the
in
name?
Her 20s, in her 30s, yeah.
Why does he know the name and the age? Because these are people he was probably fixated on.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree. At age 36, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl from Skowhegan in her 20s. I don't remember her name. At age 35, I met a girl on the internet named Vanessa, 25. I guess that's Vanessa Lee Parker. Vanessa, 25, from New York. I would have phone sex with her over a year's time.
It's weird that he says at age 35 I moved to Nashville as well. He gets that wrong.
Yes.
This guy cannot remember when he moves.
But
He's
he
only
can
there
remember
for
the
7
age.
weeks. Even worse because he got arrested on his birthday, so that age should be just drilled into his brain.
At age...
Vanessa Ann Lee Parker, who also catfished. This guy's just catfished all the time.
36, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I went into an adult chat room.
Got to make sure to call it. It was an adult chat room. The 13-year-old, no business being there. That's why I talked to her. Mm-hmm.
And that is where I met the 13-year-old girl, in quotes, named Kayla. 2 nights before going to the sting.
Wait.
Oh, actually,
you forgot this little bubble down here.
Oh, yeah, that tiny little thing. That's nothing. I met my sexual victim, the 13-year-old girl, in quotes. So he says sexual victim, but then immediately downplays it because she wasn't really a 13-year-old girl. I hate you, Lorne. 2 nights before going to the sting house, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl that was 41 and from Nashville.
Mikey's mom. Karen Bluebird says, is this a journal or a letter to another fake girl? This is his RSO sex offender workbook describing writing out his sexual history. Yeah, Chad Myers is supposed to be 13. Who says that at the Chris Hansen interview? She's supposed to be 13. Everyone else says, like, I thought she was 18. Thought she was, she told me she was 18. 18, and then they get confronted with, no, she said she was 14, but Lorne goes, she's supposed to be 13.
It was Mikey's mom. Pop that mattress. It was a one-night stand.
Oh, yeah, this is the Mikey's mom story.
Because she wasn't really a 13-year-old girl. I hate you, Lorne. 2 nights before going to the sting house, I had vaginal intercourse with a girl that was 41 and from Nashville.
Mikey's mom.
It was Mikey's mom. Pop that mattress. It was a one-night stand. I don't remember her name. Well, it's Mikey's mom.
But you remember Mikey.
Right, but not Mikey's mom's name. I was 36. And that's it, right?
So, I mean, and I'll say this again. It's according to his story, Mikey and his mom were hanging out at the bar, right? Is that what he said? And he took them home both from the bar, and then Mikey watched some Three's Company DVDs or whatever while he went to town on his mom on the air mattress in the bedroom, and then the air mattress popped and they were laughing so hard because it was deflated, but he just kept going. That's all that story, right?
I believe so.
Why would it? So yeah, and this does make the sting even worse. Again, just like if all this stuff was true, it makes the chat log worse. If this story is true, it makes him going to Kayla's house even worse because he had options. Obviously, Mikey has to be 21 to be in the bar. How would a 21-year-old hang out with a 41-year-old? Unless, let's say even this was something like where I was in a scenario hanging out with my single mom for whatever reason. The last thing I would do is go back to a dude's house with her because she would have had to obviously do that many times before, unless she suddenly decided to go. Well, he claims he knew Mikey before Rob Sop. That's why I didn't call it out. He claims Mikey was a friend from the bar before. Hang out with a 41-year-old. Unless, let's say even this was something like where I was in a scenario hanging out with my single mom for whatever reason. The last thing I would do is go back to a dude's house with her because she would have had to obviously do that many times before, unless she suddenly decided to go wild one night, right? She's
like, gonna go out drinking with my son and have sex with a man tomorrow, who looks like Lorne Armstrong.
I'm skipping prayer group tomorrow in Oregon practice. I'm going home with this dude. Yeah, it's also BS. Golden says also BS, no mention of Mikey in the chat log. Well, it's not even just no mention. He's chatting during the time frame when this supposedly would be happening on that night. So he's not out at the bar.
When I was 34.
This must be another insert as well, because 34 and 35, right? This is, hey, Lorne. Okay.
Oh.
So now because he didn't complete the assignment correctly, now he's got to include the fact that, yes, he had 2 other minors that he talked to. He's not going to describe them as this accurately. He had 2 other minors he talked to before the sting.
Okay, here we go. When I was 34 or 35 and on the internet, it's funny he can't remember the age there, right?
Yeah.
I was in a country music chat room and met a 15-year-old girl by the name of Molly. We had become good friends, and approximately 2 years after we met, we had began flirting with each other.
Bullshit. Yeah,
Bullshit. You showed Kayla your crooked dick.
Well, bullshit for a number of
hours.
reasons. Number of reasons. Number one, he says that it wasn't until, he goes, well, I wasn't flirting until she was 17, right? And this is the MySpace Molly story. You can look it up on the internet. Probably cover it when he's confessing to Emma and Debbie. This is during the chat log reading that he partially did. This is totally different than he's writing in here. Now, I've looked up the real Molly, and this story makes no sense for the timeline. That's horseshit, because he says that they were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and they tried to meet at the fair within a few months. Like, that was the first year he met her.
Oh, was the fair was in the first year?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because I thought it was towards the end.
No, because he says we remained in contact after that for a few years, and then the sting happened.
And notice how conveniently Molly becomes 17 and presumably over the age of consent at that time. That's nice.
Please remember to hit the like button if you haven't.
Before this, I had always been someone for her to talk to about her alcoholic dad and her boyfriend and friends and school problems. He really did not want whoever was reading this to read that, whatever scribbled out. After she turned 17, we were flirting with each other, and I had exposed my penis to her on webcam.
Lie.
Total lie.
That happened much earlier, which is interesting because he does lie about exposing his penis on the webcam during the MySpace Molly call. This would have been when she was 15. He's trying to minimize it here. I'm going to see if I can see what's under this scribble out here. You see,
it would be fascinating. I would love to know.
Let me look in my program 1 second. No, I can't get it. Sorry.
Damn. About a year after meeting Molly, I met Melissa, 16. Melissa began talking about her doing drugs, and I was able to talk her into stopping the drug usage.
Whoa, wait a minute. That's weird. Didn't that also happen to somebody else we know? Rhoda.
He stopped Rhoda's drug usage?
That's his excuse.
But Rhoda dies from using drugs.
No. Remember, the reason he got sexual with Rhoda, for those who don't know, Rhoda is the fake 18-year-old daughter of the fake catfish Winnie. Remember? She was going to go do drugs with Gigi. So he wanted to stop her from going to use drugs.
Hell, I don't remember that.
No, I just imagine how crazy this is to somebody like Karen hearing this stuff for the first time, not understanding there's this whole other world of all these stories. Rhoda, the daughter of Winnie, who's going to get drugs from Gigi for their son LJ. He says it basically verbatim to Tiffany, who he believes is Debbie. Yeah, he just wanted to be her dad, but he also talked heavily sexual to her, which is disgusting. She's like, I'm going to grab your biscuit, which is your butt. Is it okay, Daddy? He's like, what are you going to do? I don't know. How did I say, I grabbed your biscuit? And they'll turn around and say, grab my hot dog. It's such a pervert. Lorne, how do you get your... It's because this is your brain. You want Q. That's cute. It's like Q. I didn't want her to go, do drugs. And he's like, well, if Rhoda was a boy, would you have talked sexually to her to get her to not do drugs? He's like, no, I suppose not.
That would be gay. He would never do that.
Again, this is before the catfishing as well, I believe, isn't it?
So that's the thing.
And then also, I guess, for those who don't know, he ended up killing Rhoda by telling her to eat Winnie's brownie, which had her death with dignity pill in it because she wanted to kill herself after her seizure in the hospital, which she lost her voice and could only talk with a stapler. I mean, all of his catfish lose their voice. Or not, I guess Ramona didn't, but Winnie, Debbie lose their voice when she gets stabbed in the throat by the swordfish, remember? And then Amy, the robot, loses her voice due to COVID.
I'm not sure when this was written.
I don't know. It's just so insanely stupid.
I also met her in a country music room. About a year after meeting Melissa, we began flirting, and I exposed my penis to her over webcam.
Boom Shaky. That's one of Winnie's best lines. It's supposed to be death with dignity, not death by pedophile. Oh, wait. What? A year after meeting?
Yeah, so she would become...
So she's 17. Oh, okay, good.
She'd be 17 in that magical
But it was
number.
another child.
No, he would never do that.
But wait a minute. He met Molly, and then 2 years later, they began flirting.
Correct.
A year after he met Molly, he began Melissa, and then a year after meeting Melissa, he began flirting. So he was showing his penis to both Molly and Melissa at the same time when they were both 17.
It was my birthday, the night of the...
Hairball Yarn says, did you say she could talk by stapler? Yes, when Winnie supposedly had the seizure and then lost her voice, she would talk in Morse code by stapler. Like when, picture a stapler you would see like on any office desk or anything, right? And it was funny because you would hear it. And only Victor, her nurse, who is also played by Emma, who is voicing Winnie and Victor, would translate it. She's just like, oh, she says the
thing, and I turned 37. I was supposed to go out to a karaoke bar with my
you spelled it right.
He did spell it right for my birthday, but at the last minute decided to go meet the 13-year-old girl, Kayla. Since this thing, I have only masturbated once or twice a week to the thoughts of ex-girlfriends that are adults. He had to add that in.
Yeah, they are adults, but he pictures them as children. And remember this? We heard about this in the previous episode, Call 5758, where he's like, no, but I remember when they were high school, but I was their age at that time.
Yes.
And we know this because he says it in his psych. No, Lorne didn't learn Morse code. That's why Victor, the nurse, had to translate it and tell him what she was saying. Report to the lie detector person. Okay, so that's sexual history. All right, here we go.
Sexual education.
So I don't know if you guys are enjoying this.
I sure as hell am.
Yeah, I'm glad you had us read the sexual history. I just was like, I saw the one page where he's like lying about his brothers, and I'm like, I really don't care. All right, so this one is, I don't know if I say what the title is, but this one is, is this, how did you end up here, I think. So this is the question, how did you end up here? Meaning, okay. How did you end up, with your charge? What led you to it? And Lorne's going to take this very literally.
I would sit in front of the computer and talk sexually to what I thought was a 13-year-old girl. I had felt like I found someone that cared about me and not my wallet.
It's just so ridiculous because Lorne is the most impoverished. He never has any money. He doesn't work. He has no skills. He doesn't have any money. So the idea that somebody is using him for his money. Question, hear me out. Margarita says I have to ask about the swordfish. Okay, so long story short, Debbie Reynolds, who's the sister of Winnie, played by Tiffany Lockhart, who also played Casey too for a portion of the time. Anyway, Lorne is very, very obsessed with Debbie. He loves Debbie. He wants to marry Debbie and be in a relationship, and you know everything that happens after. But she goes on a cruise with Angelo, call him Angel, the micropene one nut wonder. And he's about to propose to her on this cruise, apparently. But then, you know, they're fishing and then they're reeling in this swordfish. And the swordfish jumps out of the water and stabs Debbie in her neck, which causes her to have to go to the emergency room. And she can't speak for a portion of time. In reality, Tiffany was just taking a break from Lorne. She couldn't handle anymore. So in order to cover for Debbie not having a voice, it was just, oh, she got stabbed in the throat by a swordfish. And then the calls that are just Debbie being on a ventilator, being like, you little bitch. So if you listen to the Mother's Day call or Wrecking Ball, I think it's Wrecking Ball part 1 and 2. Yeah. You understand what I'm talking about. That's not actually Debbie whispering. It's Emma. So
I would continue saying sexual things to her because I thought she wanted me to, and because I only wanted to make her happy, because I didn't want to lose a person I thought really cared about me as a person versus me as someone they could use for their own personal gain.
All right, Lorne. Well, but even if that were true, why did you start talking to her in the first place? And he'll always say because she showed, you know, she was cared about me. She wasn't trying to use me. Well, you clicked on the 13-year-old, and then he'll say, well, I was clicking on everyone. Okay, let's stop right here. Everyone that has been watching the chat log saga, I don't even know how to frame this question. A scale of 0 to 10. How much bullshit is this? 0 is absolutely true. 10 is this entire thing never even happened. And this is why you need to watch the Lorneography 2025. This is how much bullshit he is describing this as, and you need to hear how ridiculous it is that he's trying to describe it like this. Kettlebell says 100. Yeah, Kettlebell just finished the Lorneography. Everyone, I know it's rough at points, but get through it. I think Kettlebell, would you say, and everyone who's heard it, would you say that Derek and I made it palatable enough to get through because we are providing not just the insane ramblings of a pedophile, the repetitive ramblings of a sick moron? We're mocking him the whole time. I've yet to find somebody who has watched all of it and regretted watching all of it. That's all I'm going to say. It's bullshit. Just they might have questioned themselves in the middle, but once they got to the end, they said, yes, I needed to watch the whole thing. The most extreme bullshit. 0 to 10. Give me your number. Okay, we got 13, 15.
9 trillion.
9, 100. Okay.
I went as far as to show Kayla myself naked on webcam and even went to her house, even though I knew I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's still rough, but once you get through it.
Oh my God. I have fingernail marks in my kneecap right now. Literally, I just
back it up for extra statement.
Kayla myself naked on webcam and even went to her house, even though I knew I didn't want to. Oh my God. I have fingernail marks in my kneecap right now. Literally, I just dug my nails into my knee from stopping myself from screaming. That's all you talked about, Lorne, was how giddy and excited you were to go molest and assault this little child.
Oh, I even cut you off before you said the next part.
Even though I knew I didn't want to, and continuously said as much to Kayla that we couldn't meet until she was 18.
Of the year process, it is worth it. The only way to appreciate the nuances of Lorne. Yes, because you will understand later the comedy of the catfish throwing back lines to him from the chat log, and he's not picking up on it. Like, well, he'll say, you know, when he's excusing something he's done recently, saying, no, I didn't mean to do that. And then they'll say, well, you never even meant to do it. You never meant to do it?
But in the end, I went to her house to meet what I
says
thought.
Her twice. He says her.
I went to her house to meet what I thought was a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, Lorne. That's the problem. I like how he just rounds it out. Like, yeah, I thought it was a 13-year-old girl. I went there. It's just so stupid. There was a her. You could put 13. The only appropriate quotes would be 13 in this one, right? She wasn't 13. That's the only thing that wasn't real. It was a female. I guess her name, Kayla. You could put
Her
Kayla.
name was not Kayla. Yeah, that's true.
You could put Kayla and 13 in quotes, but he doesn't. He puts girl. It was a female.
Yeah, surprisingly. Most of your catfish are dudes, though, Lorne.
maybe that's why this one felt so real. Izzy says, "Hear me out," yelling to the prosecutors in the next room during the chat. Chef's kiss, hilarious. Thank you very much. Like I said, it's just it's always on the fly. It's all. There's no pre-planning of what I'm going to say in any stream. Just so you know. It's only working on the source material, and then let's let the comedy rip. Or a commentary rip, and hopefully it's comedy.
On the way to Kayla's house, I wanted to turn around and go back home. I almost turned around on the median, but decided I would get off at the next exit and go back home. It turned out there was a long gap between exits, and the next exit ended up being the one I would use to go to Kayla's house.
He's not even the only pedo that uses this excuse, I think. Polish said the sad part is most of the time he doesn't realize they're throwing the lines back at him. No, that's the funniest part, that he doesn't realize it. Right? I swear another one of them said, I turned out it was their exit, so... I don't know. I could be wrong. I could just be recalling one of his multiple times of telling this stupid bullshit excuse.
I got off the exit and found my way to her house. I drove past her house and turned around in the next driveway, still not wanting to go there. I drove past.
Hold on. Yeah, that's shit. I don't think there's anything more aggravating that Lorne says than I knew I didn't want to go there. And I didn't want to go there. There is nothing in his language, actions, behavior, history that suggests he didn't want to go there. Why are you still... You're debating whether to go there or not. Well, then you don't know that you don't want to go there. If you're debating, Lorne, you just said you found my way to her house. Finding is an affirmative action. You're finding something. You're not wandering around lost and then realizing you're at her house. You found her way to your way to her house. Yeah, a jury trial would have been amazing. Although at the time they weren't streamed, so you have to kind of trade off. Like, we wouldn't have got all this, and he would have been in prison for 30 years. Yeah, I think I won't go into that. The debate of, is this comedy of seeing what a true. You wouldn't believe this person could exist until you see the evidence that people are this stupid, right? That they can be this depraved and lie this much versus him being locked away and not being able to harm anyone. Now, I don't think he's harmed anyone since he's been out because he's been catfished, but, you know, I wouldn't try this lie on anything, right? Just like Wendy Adelson, right? For the day of her husband's murder, was like, oh, I just happened to, you know, I
just happened to drive by his house.
Yeah, it was for a shortcut. And won't admit that you were driving by it. Like, no, I just saw the police tape and then I did like a K-turn, you know, it's just blocked off. I didn't call or anything. You're showing up there, you're toast. No one goes somewhere accidentally. Somebody could accidentally be in the vicinity, but they're not related to the crime, right?
In the way he's phrasing it as well, right? I mean, I think this is what you're getting at. It's not his fault.
Well, Kylie Phoenix, I know you like, we all love this more, but the problem is most people don't like the deep dive because they don't understand what the infatuation with the guy is unless you know the chat log. You need the chat log to have the hate built up for this man to understand how much bullshit this is because he said it for 32 days. Sorry. Carolina Hurtado said, Lorne intended to go meet with the minor girl. Imagine if he had. And I'm of the opinion, and I think I'm in the minority here, that the reason Lorne can't actually get any victims is because he's so boring and repetitive. Any normal human brain is just like, what is this guy talking? There's no interest here. Just like there would be no interest from a normal human in Kayla because Kayla is fake and not saying anything. There would be no interest in a normal human to Lorne because Lorne is repetitive and boring as. What were you gonna say?
As you were saying, it's just he's making it out to seem as if he just wound up there. He just happened to get there through no action of his own.
Again, for those who haven't heard or caught on to, he's like, you quit pointing out what he should be saying is, you're pointing out my faults. You're pointing out my faults. But what he says is false. It's like, you're just pointing out my faults. And they're like, spell that word, F-A-L-S-E. You're just pointing out my faults. That's how dumb this man is. Remember, for 4 months. Congratulations, Sub Rosa.
It's not his fault.
Yeah.
Remember, he's not a sex offender. He just has to register as a sex offender.
Right. We know, Lorne, you were unsuccessful again in having sex. But you did sexually offend. Okay. I drove
past her house and turned around in the next driveway, still not wanting to go there. I drove past her house and went to the rotary just past her house. I began driving again and was going to drive past again until I saw Kayla in the driveway waving me down. I turned into the driveway and parked my truck.
Again, you're sorry to hear that. So you're not going to go, but then, oh, wait, there is a girl there.
And you skipped out of that truck. You were giddy, like a little kid going to an ice cream truck with a handful of dollars his parents just gave him. Just giddy with excitement. Hey!
Donna, get on it. Watch the Lorneography 2025.
Like a little kid going to an ice cream truck with a handful of dollars his parents just gave him. Just giddy with excitement. Hey, girl! I would have been shocked, though, that she wasn't carrying her little bag with her peonies in it.
Well,
right? That's true.
And he's going to be able to give her a spanking for it.
That's true. She does need a spanking. She greeted me as I got out of my truck, and we made small talk as she led me into the house and told me to try out her new chair. I sat in it, and she sat across, he spelled across wrong, across from me on the arm of another chair, explaining the massage and heat and cooling things about the chair.
Good. And Emily, too many margs we'll rewatch tomorrow. I think you mean margaritas. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye. Bye.
How come? Out the chair.
All right, now he's describing
the
this
cross wrong. Across from me on the arm of another chair, explaining the massage and heat and cooling things about the chair.
It's getting hot.
How come? After the small talk,
God,
she asked me if I brought.
Sorry.
After the small talk, she asked me if I brought condoms. I told her I did, and they were in the truck. I told her I also brought her the gift.
Let me look. Let me see if I can.
Heavy.
Yeah, this is a heavy redaction. Let me see. No, this is a total wipe.
That she asked me to bring. Then she said, "What good are they doing over there?" Meaning the condoms. I told her I wanted a kiss first. She said,
Let's talk a little bit first.
So that's like cool. So I continued sitting still, ready to start talking to her. That's when Chris Hansen walked out.
The stare.
And Kayla left. Chris Hansen sat down across from me and began asking me questions. The first thought in my head was that he was a co-op or her father because I had never seen him on TV before. When he was finished asking me questions because I stopped talking, he asked me if I knew who he was. I told him no.
Oh, no. Okay, so the blurred out word. So he said at first he told me, and he crossed that up, put asked me if I knew who he was. I told him no. And then what's under here is he looked offended, and then I don't know the last word, but like it's got to be something like that. I didn't. He just cannot. He hates Chris so much. Yeah, he looked offended. I didn't know who he was. Did Chris look offended at all? No, Chris is never offended.
But it's actually almost the opposite sometimes, where he'll be like, "Do you know who I am?" And the person will just look at him and go, "Chris Hansen."
And then after writing this, he was catfished by Kayla. What do you mean? No, he was catfished by Casey, who played the actress, who was the decoy actress, multiple times.
Like Batman almost. He told me he was Chris Hansen with MSNBC and they were doing a segment on child predators. I was pissed because I knew I never wanted to go there.
Oh my God. One more.
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
God almighty.
And he's writing this in his... So this is the other part that makes it so frustrating and it just mind-bogglingly stupid, right? He is in the RSO class. This is never going to be the answer to any questions. Like, oh, I didn't want to do it. Never put that in yours. You just... Every time you say that, you sign yourself up for another 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, never give that answer. Even if you don't believe, even if that's what you believe, you never say that answer.
Right.
Yeah, this is why you failed rape class, Octopushy. The answers like these.
You gotta play the game if you want to get out.
Yeah, and he said it twice in here. And he's so stupid he can't even figure out how to make up the right answer. Here.
We know you're not going to be rehabilitated. This isn't going to get rid of your
charge.
Yeah, your charge or your desires for little children. Just then, the TV crew came out with the cameras, and I got up.
Sorry, no thanks, okay. Yeah, never apologize for not understanding. In the chat will also help you. First time I listened, he was talking to Casey, but he thinks that's the actress playing the girl. But before that, he wrote this. Sorry, no here. Yes. You know, because you said Kayla, that's why I was confused. Yes, Casey 3, as you've identified. So there was Kayla, the chat decoy, played by Sherry Twist, who was talking to him, right? Then when he showed up at the Sting House, the girl that was portraying Kayla was Casey Moreau, the actress. That's Casey 1, right? Casey 2 became Debbie or Tiffany Lockhart playing Casey, but she was also voiced by Winnie at the same time, who's voiced by Emma, who's really Ember and Fierro, alternating back and forth, which he couldn't pick up on. That fell out because Winnie turned out to be a patient in a psychiatric hospital with schizophrenia. Tiffany returned as Debbie, Winnie's sister, using the same voice, and he fell in love with Debbie. And then years later, after the prison sentence in the break, and he dated Jamie, then Casey 3 reappeared as Blue Boy using a voice changer, which is the calls we're going through. I know you'd think it would be much easier to explain this, but so many people overlap and play the same or play different characters. It's so weird.
Saying, "Oh God," and I walked out of the house.
Lie. You didn't say "Oh God." I know you said it correctly, but
God.
You could have at least spelled it correctly for us.
You could have. As soon as I walked out of the house, I got arrested.
And I don't know what any of this is down here. I mean, I can see some words that are stopped.
I'm willing to bet it's either I wish they stopped the cameras or I wish I had stopped and turned back around or something like that.
No, I'm guessing this is about bullshit about the sheriff, right? Or NBC. Like,
if it's bullshit about NBC, then
is Winnie real and a real psych patient? No. None of the people Lorne is talking to are real. Emma portrayed herself, or Ember and Fierro portrayed herself as Emma originally. Then when Casey was discovered to be a psychiatric patient in the hospital, it was revealed that is Winnie, right? Played by Emma as well.
Usually it would be like, if they were doing it for the wrong reasons. I ended up here because it was court mandated, along with 60 months of incarceration, lifetime sex offender registry, and lifetime probation. Lorne,
it's weird that he is able to cite here that he's on lifetime sex offender registry, lifetime probation, yet he thinks, read for Casey. There's nothing to read though. Kettlebell. That's what I'm saying.
you deserve so much more than that.
Right, but I like how it was little. Yes, they're all men pretending to be women talking about fake men. At least in the Reborn arc, which is the post second prison stint. Like he just ends it. No, I ended up here because they said I had to come here.
Yeah.
No, Lorne, you ended up here. You could have skipped all this bullshit here. You could have just written one sentence. I was attracted to children since birth. I always like kids in that way. I have many victims here, and then I molested this one for 32 days, and then I ended up going to this Ting house, and it was caught on TV. I mean, you can flesh it out a little bit, right? But like, there's so many excuses in his story. Okay.
Sorry.
Winnie and Will didn't get married. They were married, and then they found out that Winnie hadn't properly signed the divorce papers, so it still turned out that Winnie and Will were married, and their child... And that's how Will came back in. There are so many characters. Like I said, like I'm working on it, but it is so complicated. Rhoda was only played by Ember, I believe. Casey was played by 3 different people. Jamie was played by 2 different people, at least. Feel about committing your sexual crime.
I feel horrible about committing my sexual crime. I feel lost at how I could have allowed myself to say the terrible things I said.
I don't even know when this was written, right? But we know he's saying the same shit to Debbie / Tiffany in 2018, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Miyaguri says, I'm cackling about Winnie and I didn't realize they were married. All you have to realize is Will has slept with all of Lorne's catfish, except for Rhoda, his daughter. He's basically slept with all of them, which is why he hates Will so much. Oh, maybe Wine Lover voiced Rhoda at one time. I thought Wine Lover only voiced Jamie. I just need to figure out how, even when he gets confronted, he admits, I'm a predator. He goes, well, I just need to figure out how I could allow myself to do that.
Yeah, he's
why I would allow
shifting the
myself
blame.
to go, why I went younger?
I said to what I thought was a 13-year-old girl and how I could expose myself on webcam naked.
Okay, so this is, how do you feel about committing your sexual crime? How do you feel about committing your sexual crime?
I feel horrible about committing my sexual crime. I feel lost at how I could have allowed myself to say the terrible things I said.
Such bullshit. How could I have allowed myself to do that? You wanted to do it. I don't even know when this was written, right? But we know he's saying the same shit to Debbie/Tiffany in 2018, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just need to figure out how, even when he gets confronted, he admits, I'm a predator. He goes, well, I just need to figure out how I could allow myself to do that.
Yeah, he's
why I would allow
shifting the
myself
blame.
to go, why I went younger?
I said to what I thought was a 13-year-old girl and how I could expose myself on webcam naked to my victim. Her name was Kayla Moore. The pain, confusion, distress, and physical and emotional pain.
For those who don't know who this man is that we're talking about this guy, Lorne. Jesus. And his stupid baby face at the time of the sting. Look at his stupid baby face.
I could have put my victim through had it been an actual child.
That's where it rubs him raw. He's like, it wasn't even I didn't even get to do it.
Yeah. For a month? You mean I was whacking around Mr. Penis for a month and it wasn't even a real kid?
You know, would you respect Lorne more if he said, when he says, I never even meant to do it, if he just said, I never even got to do it? Like,
yeah, honestly, I would.
I would respect him more. Like, okay, at least you're being honest, Lorne. We know that's why you're pissed. Not that you're right, but at least you're being honest. You're pissed because you didn't get to do it. Don't say you never meant to do it. I didn't get to do it.
After all the inner and outer anger I have felt with myself and others, I have finally come to terms with the gravity of what I could have done. I feel thankful that it was a sting, but mad because of the media coverage.
He hates that he's that exposed. Just like I would say 99.9 to 100% of pedophiles exposed on TV are mad about the coverage.
Too fucking bad. Don't commit a felony. I feel terrible about my sexual offense to Molly 15 and Melissa 16. I feel as though I stole part of their innocence and took away the trust that they deserve to have from an adult. They deserve to have that time of their life to be spent with people their own age and enjoy their youth. I feel very selfish for stealing that amount of time from them.
Well, it's weird. I thought you said you didn't start talking sexual to them until they were 17, Lorne.
Correct. Yeah, this is actually confusing me as well. Do you think, I'm guessing the RSO,
I think this is another addition.
So they told him you have to include this?
Lorne, you talked about the sting, but you talked about Molly and Melissa that were minors. And he's like, yeah, but I didn't start flirting with them until I was 17. And then they're like, Lorne, that's bullshit. Your timeline lines them up so they're both at the same time 17. That doesn't make any sense. And then, he had to write out this part. Right? This is all forced attrition.
Yes, absolutely. He doesn't mean a single damn thing.
After this, there's the letter that he is supposedly going to write from his victim to him. That one is infuriating. This is different, though. How do you believe your victim feels about being sexually abused by you? Like, see how these are all numbered? A4, A3, A2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think these are entirely redos from the book itself? Because the book has hundreds of pages, right? So do you think he filled out a section in the book And they're like, that's bullshit. You got to redo this one. And this, I never even wanted to do it is the same thing as Sarah Boone's not intentional. This is a redo. And then he's still getting it wrong. And then he's adding pages because they're telling him what he did wrong.
Yeah, I do think that.
So these are all second attempts.
Yeah, there's no way this is his first attempt, because especially that last one about Molly and Melissa, that you could tell that's written the way that a sex offender class instructor or whatever would want it to be written. He would never write that on his own.
No.
Ever.
He's like, what do you want me to say? Accidental cleavages says, well, I think she really didn't intend to kill George because she was too drunk to realize he could die in there. And I said the same thing on the Paul interview, right? I think she just wanted to torture him. The problem is, it doesn't matter if it wasn't intentional because you're too stupid. Because he did it. You knew he was suffering. You knew you wanted to get out. Same way. And they're like, no, Lorne, do it over again. What did I miss? Molly and Melissa? Hello? Oh, okay.
Is it included in this? There were like workbook pages as well.
Yeah, I got it.
It's in there? Okay.
The order that Blue Boy had him in.
When going from telling my victim, Kayla, age 13, that I wanted to protect her, to talking to her sexually and showing myself naked to her on webcam, and then showing up to her house, could have only confused my victim, because her expectation that adults are supposed to protect children set forth distrust in men with my victim, Kayla, because with my action, she could wonder.
Kettlebell, KC3 said, your mom should have swallowed you, and they're not wrong.
When the next man will try to do what I tried to do to her, and more than likely took away some of my victim Kayla's confidence because of the way I violated her.
And then he scratched this out before because it's continued on the next page. He expands. He just lists this out, and they're like, no, expand. You can't just list emotions. Why those emotions, right? So you can see angry is at the top, right?
Angry, sad.
Yeah, okay. So then they said, no, you got to explain the emotion, not just the emotion.
Angry. My victim, Kayla, has to be angry because of all the trash that I took away and being stripped of her innocence at such a young age.
Notice he doesn't name, like, he never names the actual physical stuff he had her do to her. Right? Like
yes, that's right.
It's all just about trust with him. He's like, well, I broke her trust because I was older and I shouldn't have done that. He doesn't really know why it's wrong, right?
But he also forced her to molest herself.
Yeah, and changed her brain by showing her his penis over and over and over. Sorry. Okay. Oh, we got that one. Black Q Lala says, so does he understand that Kayla isn't real? This is an interesting question. More interesting than it should be, because it should be obvious to him that Kayla was never real. But in Lorne's mind, whoever was talking to him obviously loved him. Maybe they weren't really a 13-year-old, but they loved him. Because anyone who will talk to him and doesn't run away is in love with him. So he knows that the Kayla person that was portrayed isn't who was portrayed, but he's not. You get at times he's not entirely aware that the entire thing was fake. Just like because Black Ulala, when Ramona, the first catfish, reveals that she is fake, he still calls her up later and says, hey, well, but, I need to know right now, do you love me? Like, he is literally asking her, do you love me, to the catfish? And she's like, what is going on? Because he believes, well, yeah, sure, you were catfishing me, but you spent all this time with me and you would only spend all this time with me if you love me. So therefore, some part of you must care about me. I know you have a boyfriend, but be real. Do you love me? And he will never accept that they don't. And he often confuses. Yeah, he can't seem to separate Kayla and Casey. That's the other thing. So even if he believed Kayla was fake, he is still recalling details of Kayla when he's talking to Casey. Sorry, I didn't read that a lot. I think he puts them on the same person. He wants his redemption arc. I think that's why he keeps falling for Casey over and over. Yes, exactly right. Because he believes that if he can date or marry the decoy actress from The Sting, then everyone can just shut the up, right? He's not a predator. He's in love with an adult, and it was really love. He's that warped and stupid, warping her brain into thinking about how relationship works. So,
yeah, that's a great point. We even talked about that. When was that? 2 nights ago or so?
Yeah,
that
I think Kayla, it was Friday when I was just like so done with Lorne.
Yeah, when Kayla would feel the only way she would ever have love is through sex. That's it. Sad. My victim Kayla also must feel sad and constantly asking herself, why me? And what did I do wrong? He totally pulled that. That is in the workbook. Yeah. And I'm willing to bet for these idiots, they have like word banks that they can pull from as like sentence starters, especially for real special idiots like him.
Yeah, and I mean, it's meant to get them to start thinking, but they're just like, Mad Lib.
Yes, exactly. And that's what he's doing, because there's no way he pulled that out of his own ass. Depressed. My victim, Kayla, must feel depressed from my actions because I took away so much innocence from her, and she must feel like some parts of her are not as good as other people and is not a confidence.
Sub Rosa said the Mary Kay Letourneau routine. Yeah, I don't doubt that is something in his mind of, she got out of prison, she married her victim, and then everyone's like, oh, well, was it really love? It wasn't. But I think it probably says as. This one was cut off. But
not as.
This doesn't make
even
any sense.
As doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, Lorne, why would she feel bad about her? Like, I understand how it can make you feel depressed, right? I'm not debating that in terms of sex abuse. But again, he highlights the innocence, and why would she feel some parts of her aren't not as good as other people? I mean, is that a line? I mean, maybe that happens. I don't know.
I think it is a line in there that he's pulling out. Because this feels...
To clarify, I'm not questioning why this would happen. I'm questioning how Lorne wrote it down, if that helps anyone.
Feels very much like he's just taking snippets and putting them together.
Okay. Yeah, because why would he come up with this line? Right, on his own, I mean.
He wouldn't.
Right, exactly. Okay.
He wouldn't. Anxiety. My victim, Kayla, must have anxiety and fear that someone may try violating her again.
And this is interesting as well, because why isn't violated one of these emotions? Anger, sad, depressed, anxiety, there should be violated.
I don't think he even understands that could be an emotion. Lorne is so simple, he's going to think the only emotions you could have: sad, happy, bored, anxious.
Ravina Denver says, Hope's Camp. The weird part about that is Casey was just the decoy at the house. She never had anything at all to do with the chat logs or conversation. Yeah, but I really don't think Lorne comprehends that. I think he knows it was, a setup or whatever, but Casey's the person he met, and Casey didn't run away. Chris Hansen just came in and cut off their conversation. And that's why he believes that Casey, the real Casey person, quote unquote, can be like, oh yeah, no, he was very interesting. I was very interested by Lorne. Jordan Redmond, member for 4 months. Congratulations. It's weird that he uses anxiety correctly here.
Yeah.
Woman of Steel OG was Lorne sexually abused by anyone, funny uncles, etc. He claims sexual abuse from his brothers, but his stories make no sense. So I 100% believe he has stolen them from rape class. And no, I don't believe he was. Jordan Redmond, $20. Thank you very much. Yay, I made it live. Let's go ahead and hit you with the... How about this one?
Wigs, voices, money, meow, meow, hear me out.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
It is. Confusion. My victim, Kayla, must feel confused and possibly blaming herself for agreeing to...
Yeah, Casey did tell him over and over. I wasn't chatting, but remember, Lorne is idiot. All right? He only thinks with his penis.
Take part in my fantasy.
No.
Possibly...
Where is it?
Confusion. My victim, Kayla, must feel confused and possibly blaming herself for agreeing to take part in my fantasy.
No. Oh my God.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
Hold on. Because he believes that she was despite everything, Lorne believes that whoever he was talking to was 100% agreeing to the chat, right? When he's like, you want to see my penis skin? And they're like, I guess. That they agreed. It's not on him. He was asking for permission and they gave it to him. Lorne doesn't believe he violated any boundaries. And so therefore he feels that the decoy would have some shame. I hate him. I hate him for this word. Agreeing to take part. Victim blaming again. Well, she agreed to it.
And plans to violate her sexually.
Yeah, I believe she does, based on interviews she's done. All right. This is the one that's just infuriating. All right. Yeah, this is probably the most infuriating part. This is a letter. This exercise is saying, hey, write a letter from the perspective of your victim to you, the victimizer. Casey has done, like, it's like snippets or something like with Chris Hansen, like 1 or 2 minutes. I don't even remember how long ago it was. It's nothing. It's not like major, if that makes sense. This is a letter supposedly written. I'll read it as Kayla. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I gotta read this actually a second. Letter from the person you victimized. I'm gonna move myself. I'm trying to ask if you can hear me when I'm backstage. Can you not hear me? All right. Well, okay. Never mind. Sorry. That was dead air. All right. Let me put this back. There we go. All right. Well, sorry for that. I think he says here, I can only imagine the way you felt about the way I had talked to you. And he scribbled that out. Can you hear me? Anyway, sorry. Modern Meme Shop, $20. Thank you very much. Do you think Lorne watches these streams and knows how famous he is? Lorne is not able to reach the internet a lot. If he stumbled on my channel, I'd be surprised because I'm not very big at all. If he does, hey, Lorne, Lorne, you should take just self. All right. You're the worst human ever born. But for $20, let's do we'll do this one. Here we go.
Cash, laws, money, meow, meow, hear me out. Wigs, voices, money, meow, meow, hear me out. Copyright strikes, meow, meow, hear me out. True crime, morals, meow, meow, hear me out. Delayed streams, money, meow, meow, hear me out. Exterior questions, money, meow, meow, hear me out. Math errors, raging, meow, meow, hear me out. No real talent, meow, meow, hear me out.
Thank you for that. All right. Remember, this is what he believes his victim will write to him. Lorne read this letter. I think he actually did not understand the assignment because he starts with, I can only imagine the way you felt about the way I had talked to you. And if he really meant that as the first line from Kayla.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. He thought it was a victim letter to his victim. And if he didn't, that's even worse. I think he's just stupid, though. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's just stupid and did it the wrong way at first. And then the teacher comes over and is like, what are you talking about? This is her letter from her to you. Like, oh, okay. I felt terrible. So this is in Lorne's mind. This is his victim. I felt terrible at the time you were abusing me. I felt like the only thing I was good for was sexual reasons. I have learned through the time that the reason you must have done that was because you were, for some reason, feeling unwanted at the time. I hate this man. I hate him. Did you hear what he just said? The only thing I was good for was sexual reasons. I have learned through the time that the reason you must have done that was because you were, for some reason, feeling unwanted at the time. Yeah, hammer time. Hammer time is entirely appropriate.
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
But I didn't click on it. Lorne, do you want to stay in rape class forever? Okay, wood chipper. All right, everyone wants wood chipper. Where? I think I've got wood chipper. Where is it? I can't find it. It's not here. I don't know where it went. But anyway, it's not there. I can't click on it. Hammer. You want hammer? Okay. I don't know why wood chipper isn't here, but oh, here it is. That's what Lorne deserves. Lorne, you have already been caught. You're in RSO class. How do you not know this is the complete wrong answer you give?
Fuck you, Lorne.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Lorne. Seriously. My feelings about you today are confused, as I do not know all the facts of what you had at hand for problems. But I...
What are you doing?
I think that it would be hard for me to ever talk to you again without thinking of the past. I don't know how Lorne could view himself as a victim. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. What I would like to see happen is for you to get yourself to where you never do again the things you did to me and to have a good life.
What are you doing?
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
See, this is what I'm saying, though. I mean, people criticize, why are you talking about this guy? Why are you laughing at this pervert? This pervert, this pedophile, is trying to get off the registered sex offender list and is out right now. That's why we cover it. Okay? It is funny because he's so stupid. But this man should never be unmonitored. I would like to think, get yourself, his victim is forgiving him and feeling sorry for him. This is exactly like Taken Abroad, his book. Now, I understand there's Munchausen syndrome or Stockholm syndrome or whatever, right? And I'm not going to pretend to put myself in the mind of an actual victim. But I know there are members in our audience who have been victimized. I would just like, honestly, to know what your reaction to seeing this letter written by the predator as saying, this is what my victim would think. Like, it to me, it is infuriating. It's so self-serving. It doesn't get to any of the actual feelings they would have, meaning he doesn't understand how his victim would feel at all. I mean, I don't want to call people out from the stuff they've shared. I mean, I know people have shared stuff in there, so I know there are people out there. What I'm saying is, here's what I'm asking. Would this have actually been a letter you would have written like this, but I'm assuming it would be still while your mind was warped, or would your mind have been warped into thinking this way so Lorne actually got it correct? I'm sure these feelings do happen at some point, right? I'm like, he probably picked up on this in class. Yeah, adorable prankster. Yeah, I bet you had a lot going on in your life that maybe wanted to kidnap and molest me. Jesus. Class is saying, oh, your victims are going to feel this and that, like inappropriate, or not inappropriate, incorrectly, they're going to believe these. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Forever Wonder. Unfortunately, victims often blame themselves and wonder if there's hairball yarn. Victim here. I'm so mad. I'm seriously wondering if I can keep listening. I would only say that we are continuing to roast this dumb mother over and over because he is so ridiculously full of and is such a idiot that no one believes this. No one reads this and sees, oh yeah, okay, yeah, the perpetrator, he might have had some in my head right now. Well, but here's the thing, hairball yarn, and I'm not just saying this in response to your I kind of am saying this in response to your text. The goal of my channel is to mock and ridicule these people because I feel like the general public gives everyone a pass, being like, oh, well, we don't know what the life situation was and all that kind of stuff. No, this is the most person ever, and he's a sexual pedophile. This is why we need to focus on these people. These people need to be locked away forever. And we need to stop this bullshit with like, oh, well, there's mitigating circumstances. Oh, he didn't get mac and cheese when he was when he gave money to his siblings. All that kind of bullshit. So hairball yarn, I understand if you can't keep listening. But my channel is designed to hopefully give some kind of release to the victims, because these people are the worst. They will never get any sympathy from me. There's no allegedly in any of my streams, like I told to Paul, right? I don't say allegedly. These people are guilty and they did this shit. Hairball yarn, I'm truly sorry that you went through that. And if we could get back to a place where we just call these people out for who they are. And hairball yarn, I want you to acknowledge that most of us understand this is bullshit. Whatever he's writing here, this is bullshit. Okay? We don't believe this shit. If it's their fault, one of the reasons it's such an awful crime. Right. No, exactly. What I'm saying is, what the specific lines, like, would you care about what problems they had on at the time? I would think it would stop at, like, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. It's a tough one to verbalize.
It's a tough one to verbalize. And, like, would you wish they have a good life at the end?
I can't imagine everyone does. I would imagine some people do. I would never blame them for wishing them only ill for the rest of their life.
This seems written like by somebody that hasn't gone through any kind of counseling, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Does it make sense?
Also, this feels like it was written by someone who has never been sexually abused himself, yet he claims to have been sexually abused. Yeah,
Kelly, I 100%. It does warp your sense of relationship. Obviously, that's why it's a crime. That's why you can't do it. So oftentimes feelings are very mixed. But would you wish them well? And would you come up with the excuses in the letter to them? Remember, this is not a letter to the court or to others or justifying or explaining to somebody else. This is a letter to them.
And
like,
also,
where you can say anything you want.
There's no way Lorne would understand what this assignment was getting at.
Yeah.
This is way too far, way up in the chain of metacognitive thinking. Like, there's no way he would be able to get this.
Yeah, and you were for some reason feeling unwanted. Oh, it's so weird that she perfectly aligns with your own thinking. With all the excuses that you list out, Lorne. Victim questions assignments. Please answer the following questions as if the person you victimized was asking you directly. Be thorough and comprehensive in your answers. If you have victimized more than one person, complete this assignment for each person you victimized. Well, I don't think he's going to do that. So this is me asking you, Lorne, why did you do those things to me?
I did those things because you made me feel special and gave me attention.
This is such a bullshit answer. You connected with a chat profile that was not talking to anyone, according to you, because she was being ignored by anyone. And you went ahead and messaged her. How did she give you attention?
That I was longing for a long time.
Oh, yeah. And hairball yarn. Yeah, I wasn't saying it wasn't okay to take a break. I was just put on a rant saying what the purpose of the channel is, talking about these evil perverts.
I thought that what I was doing.
You hate Lorne so much. Imagine reading 32 days of his chat log.
Would make you feel special too. And
hairball yarn, you totally, if you need a peace out, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you understood. This isn't, I'll say this, like there's a different like approach or vibe on YouTube, or people like you know, or where there's really horrible content, but it'll get me clicks. So I'm going to cover it because it's controversial. Yeah, I want to watch it. And the other side, my personal view is people need to know how terrible this person is. It's not for clicks. It's to get everyone who can see Lorne, in my opinion, and see who he is. There we go. There we go. That's how we train people. That's how we train society. It is not for clicks. And I just wanted to like point that out. Like that is the mission of this. It's not to build some community of like, hey, we're all going to laugh at a child sex offender. No. We're going to laugh at him because he's pathetic and everyone needs to know who he is. So, hairball yarn, you're always welcome here.
Didn't want to lose the attention I was getting from you. Back to jail. Back to jail.
Back to jail. I mean,
back to jail.
This I'll back victimized was asking you directly. Be thorough and comprehensive in your answers. If you have victimized more than one person, complete this assignment for each person you victimized. Well, I don't think he's going to do that. So this is me asking you, Lorne, why did you do those things to me?
I did those things because you made me feel special and gave me attention that I was longing for a long time. I thought that what I was doing would make you feel special too, and didn't want to lose the attention I was getting from you. Back to jail. Back to jail.
Back to jail. I mean,
back to jail.
This is what the offender says when they're still offending. This is grooming. They're trying to groom the RSO teachers with these answers. Why did you pick me? What did I do?
I did not target you. You just gave me something I hadn't gotten in a long time. And at the time, I couldn't think straight. For each one of these, he deserves another 5 years in jail.
Yeah, I know. And he just went through his sexual history where he said supposedly he was getting all this strange. Oh. Izzy says, question, do I start a newbie off straight out with the Lornography? I mean, like I said, the Lornography establishes the foundation that this man is totally irredeemable. He will never be anyone else than he is. If you're asking for someone else, I would say, maybe show them the Sheffrey or the Too Raw, Too Furious. It's so hard to figure out how to get people to pay attention to this moron, but I ask the chat can tell you. Kylie Phoenix, no, it's because no one your own age wanted you, and a child is easier to manipulate. Well, I think a child is easier to manipulate, but I think he is also attracted to children in addition to that. I don't know that he's exclusively attracted to children, but he prefers children.
I couldn't think straight.
And even this, I did not target you. Yes, you did. You said you picked out the 13-year-old that you say no one was talking to. That's targeting. Should I trust you anymore? Why?
I cannot make that decision for you.
God, stop it. Oh, keep going.
I would not blame you if you chose not to, but I would make it a point to not disappoint you if you chose to allow yourself to trust me again.
What the hell is this sentence?
Ridiculous.
This is something you say to your significant other when you've messed up. I'm going to do my best not to screw up again.
And I would make it a point to not disappoint you if you chose to allow yourself to trust me again. What business would you ever have contacting her again?
Well, if she wanted to, thanks, Derek. I mean, this is why he gets caught up with Casey so many years. He doesn't actually believe he did anything wrong. He believes that it was mutual, right? It might have been legally wrong because she was young, right? I'm cutting myself off, but again, if you ever allow yourself to trust me again, Mr. No Thanks MK says you can't rehabilitate them. I mean, this paragraph alone says Lorne can't control himself. He doesn't get it at all. You're going to allow your victim to retrust their victimizer again? Like, this is so bizarre. And it feels like Lorne, well, not it feels like, Lorne doesn't believe he did anything wrong. Yeah, Octopushy. He doesn't get it. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't get it because he doesn't think he did anything to Kayla, like Kayla in the chat, right? He doesn't think he did anything wrong. He was just expressing love, right? And showing his penis. Well, do you want to see my penis? And she didn't say no. So here you go. Here's my penis. Oh, what part do you want to see first? Do you want to see my penis? You can't help them. The wiring is up. Yeah, I think so. I mean, how do I say this? There are people out there who are or MAP, minor attracted persons, right? Who don't act on children because they know it's wrong. They have those wirings in their brain or whatever it is, and they are attracted to the minors, but they know it is wrong and they don't do it because it is wrong. Lorne does not feel that way at all. He sees himself perpetually in the middle school arc of his brother's middle school romance. You're like, oh, well, they were kids and they fall in love. So therefore, a middle schooler can fall in love with an adult. And then, it's fine. And I was 19 and 29, even though I felt that was creepy for some reason. But you could, I just, Lorne would have gotten caught, sting or not. Yeah, I mean, it is. Lorne would have done this forever. And he would continue to do this because we see this in the catfish scenarios. The fact that he's not back in prison is probably the most inexplicable question. Why is he not back in prison? He hasn't passed his rape sex offender class in 14 years. He is on recording trying to groom 18-year-olds. He is on recording saying like, "Oh, if you could have sex with a 17-year-old, wouldn't you?" We're coming up to those in the Casey calls. For those who don't know, he literally says, "Oh, you're telling me if it was legal to have sex with a 17-year-old, you wouldn't?" And Casey says, "No." He's like, "Yeah, right." Lorne is the most pathetic example of human existence in all of human history. Two people can fall in love. This is like the Jeff Sokol thing. They don't actually believe that they did something morally wrong. They just think it's ethically wrong.
And legally wrong.
They think, well, it's technically legally wrong and ethically wrong according to society, but not morally wrong.
No.
Not universally wrong.
No, because 100, 200 years ago, it would have been legal.
Why isn't he in jail? Because they only gave him... Yes, and he thinks everyone is like him. He thinks everyone in the chat mocking him. He thinks all of us, just to clarify, chat, everyone here mocking him, he thinks we are all just as attracted to children as he is. And we are all lying. 5 years and he's out.
Plea deal.
Which again was why we read the full chat log. You read this full chat log, you think 5 years is enough? Without hearing this chat log, people would be curious, why are we covering this guy? What makes him any different than other people? This is what makes him different. The 32 days in this stupid ass chat, this stupid ass workbook afterwards.
And nothing here mentions the attempted production of CP.
No, none of it.
I mean, that to me brings it to a whole other level, even. You wanted to assault her, and then you wanted to memorialize it for the rest of your life so you could get sexual gratification from it.
Adorable. Did you ever think I was scared? How do you think I felt? Why?
I never thought you were scared.
Twisted Stitches says, is his dad in his life? Well, here's the thing. Ralph, his dad, his biological dad, left when he was 2. And then his mom started dating Dale, who's a really good guy, and built him a house because they had no running water or sewage or anything. All that Gwen and all the kids could move into. But then, you know what? Dale left when he was 30. And therefore, he says he never had a dad. Dale was only around for 28 years. All right.
As you...
Wait. She does literally say in there, I'm a little scared.
She does, yes. As you kept agreeing with things I was saying, I thought you liked what I was saying. And all I thought about what doing what made you happy. This reminds me of how, with Sarah Boone, how Sarah really will blame George or even Brian.
Yeah.
You know, Brian is the one who deserves to be in jail, not her.
How do you think the abuse affected my life?
I can only imagine that it has caused you to second guess your worth and the real meaning of what sex should be.
Yeah, that came from a counselor, not him.
Love, hate, confusion, guilt.
All right, good. Lorne's butthole recliner. I fell asleep and HearMeowt screaming woke me up. Wake up!
Over perpetrator going to jail.
No.
Excuse me?
No.
Guilt over
Hold on.
to second guess your worth and the real meaning of what sex should be.
Yeah, that came from a counselor, not him.
Love, hate, confusion, guilt over perpetrator going to jail.
If you get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
The reason I have this reaction here is not that it is not something that victims go through of guilt or like false guilt over their perpetrator going to prison. My anger is that Lorne views it as they should be guilty, meaning they were kind of complicit in it, you know. I kept saying, like, do you want to see my dick? And they kept saying yes. So, you know, they would feel guilty that I went to prison when I loved them. This is the most, again, this is why he is still in rape class 14 years later. No.
Excuse me?
No.
Guilt over perpetrator going to jail.
Lorne is not high functioning enough to understand that is what victims go through. This is his own thoughts.
Yes.
No, thank you, past HearMeowt, for repeating what I'm saying. He believes she partly, should feel a little bit responsible for him going to jail.
Closes off feelings. This is, again, he's just going through a list they gave.
Yeah. Carolina Hurtado says, HearMeowt, you're freaking me out right now. Or gummies kicked in. Are you talking from two pictures? Yes. Well, we are watching a portion. We are rewatching a portion of Night 26 with myself and ex Derek over there chatting, and I'm in the corner adding additional commentary.
Can't tolerate emotional pain, low self-esteem, not sure what is normal, insomnia, feels crazy.
What? Yeah, he's just going on some checklist.
Yeah, this is a checklist.
He's doing it like a. Will we ever get another Lorne? I feel like this is a rare specimen, even for a pathetic loser, pedophile idiot. No, I don't think. I don't see how we could ever get another Lorne. This is the only Lorne we get. Quiz. Like, they've told him what people can feel, and he's like, insomnia, is that one? Like,
Yeah, it's an open book quiz right now. He's just writing down the answers, trying to get all the points.
yeah. Didn't you feel guilty about what you did and tell yourself not to do it again? Then why did you keep doing it?
I did feel guilty about what I did and told myself not to do it again. I got lost in the attention you were giving me.
Oh, shut the up, Lorne. I got lost in the attention you were giving
If you
me.
get the opportunity, you should kill yourself.
And thought what I was doing would make you feel special too.
All right, this is my favorite page. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right, people, buckle up. This is great. All right, so this is touching and boundaries section. Before each type of this is actually my favorite again. Contact. Mark if you think it is okay for you, A, always, sometimes okay for you, S, or never okay for you, N. After each, explain in what situations this is okay or why it is not okay. Yeah, I'm going to hide these answers. Number 1, giving a massage. What does everyone think his answers are? Sometimes. And only if it's a female only or brother. This answer makes no sense.
It can't be gay.
No, but
He doesn't care that if it, talking about if it's an adult.
Dora is watching through the Lorneography. I've seen her updates. She's going through it, so she's a champion. Yes.
Now, Coaster.
Dora is going through the Lorneography.
All he cares about is that it's a female and that it's not gay.
So it's okay for him to give any female massage,
including a child.
I mean, this is weird because it's giving. Oh, Dora finished it all. Yeah. That is spectacular. Yeah, I think I remember that, Dora. Yep. Dora is one of the champions. For that, we're going to get Dexter.
What you saying, boy? You shoot a boy. We don't care who you shot. We talking money, round rich. We don't care what you got. Bitch, I got 6. They hitting. Boy, I don't give a especially when I'm lit. Real shit. In the bitch to line you up. Boy, I don't chit chat. When I click clack, I might ask what's up. Pull up in the Aston, pull up in the hoopty, then you just give talking about rapid fire, automatic. Damn, hit everybody, sent everybody, let them right there where they stand. You ain't spraying nothing, you ain't laying nothing, you ain't saying nothing, you ain't saying nothing. Till you do some niggas out here putting that work in. And I'm cool like that cup I put my perp in. You ain't about the strap, you ain't about that knife. You ain't about that life.
Dexter is so intimidating. When he stares at you, and he stares at you and he's just like, you're like, oh my God, can I sleep? You're going to slit my throat? Massage, right? Sometimes, so he's not going to give a massage to a man unless it's his brother. Why would you give? I think my brother has had cramps in his legs, and I don't even do the thing of like grabbing their foot to relieve their pulled muscle. I'm like, sucks, don't it? Like, it's never occurred to me. Hey, bro, you want a massage? It just sounds so weird. And for somebody who's so against appearing to be gay at all, right? All right, a handshake. That's always okay. So he's always okay with a good handshake. Pat on the back. He put, depends on my mood, and then crossed that out. And he put, never.
So a pat on the back is never okay. So even patting your brother on the back would be gay.
It's never okay to pat them on the back, but a massage sometimes.
Yeah. Rough day, you know. Just want a massage.
Pat on the butt. So they distinguish back versus butt. If it's a female that gives permission. So again, so he views this as him doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he views, going back to number 3, he views it as never okay for him to pat somebody in the back. But it's sometimes okay for him to pat somebody on the butt.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be dirty and pat someone on the back, but on the ass, that's a whole different story.
Kissing. If female gives permission, or
adult female, Lorne, it should always be adult female, adult person, adult male, whatever floats your boat. Adult is a key word you keep missing.
Or family. So male family. So he's because or is he talking? So it's either one or two things, right? Is he saying any female that gives you permission, or if they're family, like a female family member, then you don't need permission? Or is it saying any female that gives you permission, or family, meaning if they're a guy?
No, I'm reading it as non-family female giving permission, or any female, or any family member.
Okay, so he can kiss any family member at any time. So what is this? He says sometimes.
Sometimes kissing. But I would assume in there.
He previously had all... It's so funny because he had sometimes for pat on the back and all the time for pat on the butt, all the time for kissing. Originally, before he crossed him out.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Hugging. If female gives with permission, or family member, he views this or close friend. Does he put brother or so weird? He says,
sorry, I had some audio in the background here.
Or this says always. It's always okay to hug people. Holding hands. If female, with permission, or mother. He's gonna hold his bombs.
Well, Mama Gwen is a saint.
I mean, the answer to all these is sometimes with permission. And then he changes it from always to sometimes. I'm assuming he's doing this sometimes for the addition of permission. Right? Okay, touching genitals. Okay, hot one. Unless I'm with the female.
What the hell does that mean, Lorne?
That he would never touch the genitals of somebody he's not with.
But what does with mean?
Well, I mean,
you could be with someone, like walking with them.
No, he means dating. Lorne has a very clear grasp on reality and when he's in relationships.
Yeah. So you mean like when he goes to Walmart and starts hitting on the little 16-year-old cashiers?
And she doesn't run away? Relationship.
Yeah, that's a relationship.
So you can touch your genitals.
Because he never specifies adult.
And he starts with never. It's never okay to touch genitals.
Well, he never has since 2007. He never has, period. But he definitely never has since 2007.
And then he changes it just sometimes.
Well, except jail, but
9, giving up. This is what I mean when Lorne is trying to lie his way through his questions because he hasn't paid attention and doesn't understand. Right? They're dumb beyond that aspect. High five with agreement. And he says always. Well, then it's not with agreement. It'd be always. Who's, hey, can I give you a high five?
So I'm sorry, I had just pulled up my phone. Did he say sometimes or always?
Always.
For high five. Okay.
But then he adds in with agreement. So it's not always. Okay. Bumping into somebody. Hate it when that happens. And he put never, but sometimes.
Just sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. You could start. You could do here. I'll let you.
Why would it be a violation of boundaries for you to watch someone undress if they were not aware of it? Because you don't have their consent.
Yeah, this is the only question he ever got right. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a correct answer.
Yeah.
He gets one right, but broken clock is right twice a day.
Why is exposing yourself to someone a violation of a non-physical boundary? Because not everyone wants to see what you have. You'd be violating their psychological boundaries.
And this is an answer the class gave him right, because we know more than anyone, Lorne exposes himself on camera and sends dick pics constantly to all of his relationships. I like how he says not everyone.
But most people do. I mean, if you want to see Lorne nudes,
most
I got
people want to see Lorne's
phone.
cock.
Oh, speaking of Lorne nudes,
on the community page, accidental.
I have, I have like cloud backups to. I have one to OneDrive, but that I know about. But I recently also have been uploading stuff to iCloud.
Okay, so you got two cloud backups, so it'll survive the apocalypse as long as the server farm stays alive.
I really thought the Lorne nudes were only going into OneDrive, not into my iCloud drive. Then today I'm going through my iCloud drive and there's just Lorne dicks galore in there. And I have no idea how they were not deleted. So
yeah, deleting stuff from iCloud is different, I believe. Because you have to like delete and then choose the, I'm permanently deleting this versus like I just don't want it on my phone. Right. I know. Darlene Carpenter, you must ask me permission before you bump into me. Yes, of course.
Accidentally bump into me.
Okay. Let's see here. Go ahead.
What are some examples of verbal boundaries that you should watch out for? Nice ass.
What?
Those are some big jugs. What I could do with those lips.
Which lips, Lorne? The ones on their face or the ones between your legs?
Yes.
The clitoris between your legs. The lips.
The lips.
I mean, hey, Darlene.
Oh, we got a date. 12,
anyone
18,
who wants
13.
to see the dick pics, I don't know. Derek, do you have your email on your channel? Like a contact email?
But I should put it on there.
Put it on there because people keep asking me, hey, low key, I want to see those dicks. I'm like, go ask Derek.
I actually don't have all the dump pics that you have for the chat.
No, they want the unedited ones of the things. I can fine. I'll just send you the folder. I don't give a shit, but I'm not distributing dick pics. All right.
I really do want that folder with all the info.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah. I'll send you. I'll give you. I'll load it up to OneDrive or whatever, and you can download it.
Okay.
But I'm not. I'm just stating clearly right now. Nobody email me for dick pics. I'm not sending dick pics. I'm not becoming the distribution source. Derek will not stop sending me dick pics.
Hey, they are censored. Let's make that clear. Censored.
Yeah, show us. Derek can show you. I don't understand what this question is asking that he is answering. Verbal boundaries. Like this seems.
You should never say that. I don't.
So these are things you shouldn't say to.
I don't even say this to my wife. Like,
you wouldn't say this to anyone because those are some big jugs. Who are you on a construction site and you're just yelling at some woman walking by with no intention of them ever looking at you? But I think these are pickup lines for him. Like
nice ass,
nice ass,
nice ass.
Those are some big jugs. What I can do with those lips? That skirt, that dress.
You
looks
wouldn't
amazing.
know what to do with a pair of lips, Lorne, of any type.
That dress looks amazing. I like to see it on my floor in the morning. Like all the corny pickup lines, right? Like
you got a mirror in your pants because I could see myself in them.
Are you looking at Brian Coburn's?
Hey, you want some more dick pics? I got the good stuff. Uncut. Pure.
Those are some big jugs.
Who says that?
Nobody says that.
Where do you need to do more work on your...
I like how he has the exclamation point after each of them.
Yeah.
Because it's yelling. I'm yelling it.
This is a great one. Where do you need to do more work on your boundaries? At the present time, no place. God. Because I keep to myself and I'm not ready to make any moves on women. That's all you do, Lorne.
Oh, Tori Massey answered it for us. It's things that are said to him, cues that he's making somebody uncomfortable.
So,
supposed to be interpreted by Lorne, should recognize his boundaries from others, i.e. or e.g. no, or you're close to me.
So he got
you're
this
too
totally
close
wrong.
to me, or you're making me uncomfortable. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Like,
right.
Oh, I should recognize when they're saying, I don't want to do that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Right? Because Tiffany nailed it on the right on the bullseye. You can't understand anything. You cannot pick up on any context or situation, Lorne. You can't perceive anything. Thank you, Tori, for correcting our men brain.
And it's 2013 that this was made.
And my brain is covered in alcohol. Okay, so offender personnel. Go ahead, you can read it.
Should I read the beginning?
Yeah.
Purpose. This test is to determine whether you're similar to other people who commit crimes. People who commit crimes behave in certain ways. These behaviors show how these people have learned to think. Although you may not like to think of yourself as having an offender personality, it is important for you to find out if you do. The problem that your thinking and behaviors lead to The problems that your thinking and behaviors lead to.
Oops.
Yeah, that's not good. Whatever that was.
Hold on. I hit some button that removed the thing there. There you go.
The problems that your thinking and behaviors lead to clearly point to a serious problem. Whoever wrote this did a terrible job. Instructions. Read the following descriptions and check the left column yes if this has happened to you, or if you have done this, and the right column no if this has not happened to you, or you have not done this. Read the scoring instructions at the end of this test to find your results. All right, so part 1, before the age of 13. These are all yes or no questions. He answered no. I did not skip
before
school.
the age of 15.
Oh, that's 15? Oh, I thought that was a 13. No, skip school. I often skip school because I didn't want to be there or because I wanted to do other things. He didn't do that. No, he did not run away. I did not run away from home, from where I lived at least 2 times overnight.
Sorry,
no to fights. I started physical fights with others more than once. No to weapons. I used a gun, knife, club, chain, or other weapon in more than one fight. No to sex. I forced someone.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to fix my chair. Skip school? He says no. He says he skipped school. He said he went and, worked. He skipped school.
I thought he was just said he went to school, but he was passing around notes.
No, he said he went to go work or something. So, I mean, I don't know.
Really? Okay.
I thought that was
he didn't.
I would
he
consider
never ran away.
Yes. I would consider it a yes based on his work history as well. So, is there some plan to kidnap Cosby? He's 18.
But he never ran away that we know of.
No, not run away. I'm saying yes on number one.
I'm just going through them.
Yeah.
And he didn't get into any fights that we know of.
No, he did. Remember? Well, Not physical fight. Remember, his best friend Jonathan was jealous that the two girls gave him a kiss on the playground, and then so they had to give Jonathan a kiss because they saw
because not a fight.
Well, yeah, I guess. Also, remember that the Jonathan story was not in his sexual history when he mentioned all the people he kissed. He failed to mention the fact that 2 girls kissed him, and then his friend Jonathan was upset, so they had to kiss him as well. I mean, even before him not mentioning it, didn't sound like a real story, but...
Weapons. The only weapon he has is Mr. Penis.
Yep.
Sex.
Okay, go ahead.
I forced someone into sex or sexual activity. He said no.
This is the biggest red flag. By the way, I'm eating burnt butter spaghetti from Cantos, leftover from last night. It is delicious. Like, right here. Because if you remember up here, what does it say? If this has happened to you or if you've done this, right? This would be his brothers.
Yeah, that would be his brothers.
He's always saying, I was forced to do this for 3 years, according to his stupid sexual history, right? He says, no, it's never happened to him. He's never done it to anyone. So, yeah.
And then definitely after the age of 15, these change quite a bit.
Right. There's
like
a different set of questions for after 15, which he also
cruelty
failed.
To animals, we know that's true,
yeah,
but he said
killed
no.
Smokey. Killed Smokey.
But not under 15. Smokey was when he killed Smokey above age 18.
Right.
Because he was he was in Maine. What age was Smokey then?
2 years.
No. What age was Lorne?
I don't know.
I think he was an adult. Cruelty to people was a no. I physically hurt other people sometimes. Property damage was a no. I destroyed or damaged other people's property on purpose. Fires is a no. I said fire.
Physically hurt other people sometimes. That's a lie, according to Lorne. Where he's getting into fights and like, yeah, they didn't know how big I was or how strong I was. Well, Bunky stole his toy. I guess he didn't damage it.
The cocksucking Bunky gave him my toy.
Yeah, exactly. Pushy destroyer. His brother forced him, so that should be a yes, because this is, have you done it or has it happened to you?
Lying. I often lie to you. Are a prolific liar. Theft. I took things that didn't belong to me, forged checks, or broke into places to steal more than once.
I mean, the fact that he put no on this is probably the most ridiculous. He literally took $30,000 from an elderly couple saying, I'm going to build you an addition, paid his siblings, ran out of money, and then fled the state, sending him to Nashville. Who is Smokey? So Smokey was a cat that Lorne had. This is pre-sting. And because he doesn't know how to care for animals, Smokey got out and then was found after the winter. When the snow melted, his body was found by the road. So he figured Smokey was hit by a car. I would say it's equally as possible that Smokey died from the winter exposure. But the fact is, Lorne couldn't keep a cat alive.
I mean, as a child, we don't have any proof.
Yeah, I mean, this is as a child. When I first read it, I was thinking his life, and I was like, oh my God, these are so obvious.
Yeah. And robbery, I force people to give me things that belong to them.
I mean, if you're doing it, any of these things under 15, it's pretty hardcore, right?
Yeah.
I'm lighting fires. Oh, okay. Well, it's supposed to be under 15. Never mind. I'm damaging property. I'm doing armed robbery. So he gives himself a 0. Okay. Because he's not somebody that thinks similarly to people who commit crimes. But let's go ahead and look at the next part. Since age 15.
Ah. All right. Yes or no? Work problems. I haven't worked when work was available, have skipped work or classes because I wanted to, or have quit several jobs or schools without any plans for the future.
This should be an absolute yes. You have skipped. We have recordings of you skipping out on work because you're too drunk. You're too covered in skunk spray. You're crying because of chocolates not being delivered to you. All this kind of stuff.
That should be a gigantic yes.
That should be yes. We know this is yes based on just your own chat log, Lorne. You said you skipped work because you were sad. For Kayla, you said you skipped work or you quit a job because the guy told you you couldn't talk to who you wanted to. So you basically go fuck himself.
Go fuck himself.
You moved to Nashville without a job, right? You ran away from your business. So this is a yes. This is 100% yes. It is so ridiculous he put no here. All right.
Illegal activities. I have committed crimes or done illegal things that I could have been arrested for.
He puts no.
You were arrested, Lorne.
Lorne, you spent 5 years in prison. Plus the theft, right? Plus the OWI before the sting. So even if he's trying to do like, well, you know, prior to the sting, even if you just go up prior to the sting, you were arrested and went to jail for OWI. That is an illegal activity.
Okay. Hold on. Who among us, including the chat, has not robbed $30,000 out of 2 pensioners, somewhat leading to the death of one of them from a heart attack?
Kim Calta says, OMG, so many comments I want to make tonight, but I can't because I can barely text. I cut a deep gash in my finger with a huge butcher knife today. And it's taking me about 10 minutes to type the stupid post. Kim, I hate that. I hate when I injure my finger. I feel your pain. Like when it's like either a hangnail that ripped or something, or like a stupid cut. Yeah, that's so annoying. But I go through the pain.
Just want the hurting to stop.
Yeah, thank you, La Rosa de Kayla. Yeah, I mean, if the first one passed without pain, I didn't think I was lucky enough to have that, but hopefully the second one does.
Using violence. I have had many physical fights or have beaten up my spouse, lover, or children.
I mean, he says he fought with Roy, so I'll give him a no. I mean, this section basically just highlights how much of a liar he is on this one. Like
but he also says he fought in prison.
Well, it says many physical fights. Many's a subjective term. I'll give him a no. I'll give him a pass on this one. Because he's a coward as well, right? We know he's a coward.
This next one should be, if there's a column beyond yes, there should be one for this next one. Avoid money responsibilities. I have failed to pay bills or child support, or I have failed to take care of my family.
I like how he underlines, I've only failed to pay bills. Go ahead.
Moving around. I have moved without having a job, drifted from place to place, or have lived without a home for more than a month at a time.
It's a good thing they didn't list like fled the state to avoid prosecution for
which
a criminal.
They do. No, they do in the next one.
Well, I know, but I'm saying in terms of moving around.
Conning. I have lied, used false names, or conned people to get what I want.
And he says no. And I think this just really defines how Lorne's mind worked, right? If he didn't, for instance, if he is not actively, specifically trying to have sex with a minor, but he's not guilty. It happened to be minor. That's not what he was trying to do. If he takes money from a couple to build a renovation and then he gives the money to the siblings and then it turns out he can't do it, well, that wasn't his original goal. His original goal was to take the money and do it and be rich. So therefore, neither of those crimes is he guilty of. I never even meant to do it.
This asshole says no.
This is a literal 100% yes, because he literally left Maine. Good night, hairball yarn. To avoid a con that went sideways where he didn't have the money more, which led him to the sting.
All right, he's honest on this one. Reckless.
One, no. Using violence. So far in my scoring, you can give him violence if you want or not, but that's the only no I've gotten.
No, I agree with you. It's a very subjective one. They should have said like 2 physical fights or whatever.
Right. And I mean, I'm just thinking in the eyes of the person who's making this thing, the person they're asking this of is somebody that is extremely violent, right? Like they're cracking beer bottles over people's heads for a sideways look, right? Like that's more of the using violence, I would say. You know what I mean? Like they're using violence to settle their frustrations. Lorne really isn't that person.
Lorne's never gotten to that point.
He's verbally abusive,
right?
But he's not necessarily physically violent. But we don't know because he hasn't been around people,
right?
Yeah. So
parenting. Oh no, reckless.
Reckless.
I have driven a car recklessly while using or drinking, or have acted in ways that cause danger to others. Yeah, driving into a fucking house would be reckless.
Yeah, and he answered yes. So good for him.
Parenting, not applicable to him, thank the Lord. I have failed to take care of my children by leaving them alone, not feeding them, or depending on others to take care of them for me.
I'm surprised they didn't put this isn't extended to a section of like animals.
Or the fact of taking care of children in general. Because he has taken care of children.
Right, but I mean, like, I've left I've been, like, animals, I don't think it should be the same question. I think it should be like a 20 A and B. Right, B, I have had an animal that I have left alone or has been taken away from my custody.
Yeah, he chronically abuses and neglects animals.
Right.
Relationship. I have never been able to stay faithful to a sexual partner for more than a year. And he says
yes.
Yes.
Which I think is him just trying to back up his story. Because he realizes his story is, he considers himself a male slut, right?
Male slut.
With all these one-night stands. Well, you can't be faithful if you're a male slut. So that's bragging. Or trying to be consistent with his narrative.
Remorse. This is a lie. I do not feel bad most of the time when I steal from, hurt, or treat someone else badly.
Well, this is actually a badly written question. Because, read the question again.
Remorse. I do not feel bad most of the time when I steal from, hurt, or treat someone else badly.
Oh, actually, no, it is good.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. No, I do not. So no would be yes, I do feel bad. So he's saying, yes, I do feel bad, which means he has remorse. No, he doesn't have remorse. He has self-pity.
There's no remorse.
He has self-pity. Right? That's the difference. He doesn't understand there's a difference between pity and remorse. So by my scoring, he's got 2 no's, violence and parenting. Actually, this one should be a no.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no.
It's considered
yes if you have the intention of cheating all the time, right? And
he cheats on his, quote unquote, he cheats on his catfish all the time.
Mm-hmm. So I would say that I've got let's
2.
see, what is this? Yeah, 13 to 2. 13 to 2.
So what does that mean?
Okay, we'll read it.
Add up the check marks in the yes column for questions 13 through 22 and put the number in the space above. Do the same for the no column. If you have 4 or more yes answers, it means you act or think similarly to other people who commit crimes. If you did not have 3 or more yes answers on the section before age 15, it may mean that your offender behavior is completely connected to your alcohol and drug use. One way to make sure is to review your yes answers on questions 13 through 22 and ask yourself if these things always happened when you were trying to get alcohol or drugs, using alcohol or drugs, or because you have been using alcohol or drugs recently.
Well, no, but Lorne tells us that he drinks alcohol to avoid his problems.
Yeah, and he said he only drinks like once a week, I believe, in one call.
Yeah. A few sips. But
yeah.
He can have one beer and make it last for hours.
Yeah, he just nurses that beer.
Mm-hmm.
If alcohol and drugs were not part of why you did these things, ask yourself what happened or changed in your life that made you start doing them.
Greed, attraction to children. Okay. Reactions. Complete these sentences below and think what they mean in your recovery. Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about the results of the test you took? Because he came out as yes, you think similarly to criminals.
Yeah.
I think the conclusion for the scoring is inaccurate because of my circumstances in my lawyer. Baseball bat to the head.
Oh.
Or
I don't have a
hammer to the
baseball
head.
bat. I only have a hammer.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Number 2.
What do you think of the test you just took?
Results. What do you think about the results?
The results of the test you just took. I think too many items are in one question.
Yeah. What Lorne wants, right, is he wants a question like 17 moving around. He wants this to be 1, 2, 3 questions, right? So that there's a better ratio for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. Well, look, avoiding money. I failed to pay bills, but not child support or take care of my family. I don't like those are lumped together.
Yeah, I got that 2/3 as
I'm not a
correct.
piece of shit that doesn't pay his child support.
I would support my children if I had them. What do you do about the results of the test
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do about the results of the test you just took? Fix the problems that I know are true and tell the people that wrote this book, God damn it, to not put trap questions, options in any future books. Come on, Lorne.
This is also a very Sarah answer, right? I feel like you're trying to feed me, like right? You're getting me on a technicality,
right?
All right, go ahead.
It is normal to feel angry or upset about the results of this test. Some people think this doesn't mean anything and try to ignore the results.
He wrote above here, right?
Yep.
He didn't even get to this part.
Part of what causes people to continue to get in trouble with the law is that they ignore things that they do not want to hear. This is called denial. You can quit here and repeat the past, or you can decide to change by continuing to look at yourself critically. In order to change, you must accept who you are now.
And the nice thing is, after Lorne read this paragraph, he realized, oh, wait, I am in denial. And then, you know what? He changed. The catfishing never happened. We don't have thousands of hours of calls. And Lorne went on to have a happy life.
Not just that.
Good.
Not just that. He went back to prison.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's that. But are you going to hold...
He went to prison again because he couldn't take responsibility for his actions.
All right, complete the following sentences.
If I do not change the way I think, I will probably lose my head again.
Such a Lorne answer.
If I do change the way I think, I might be able to straighten my
Just to let you know, we have approximately 13 minutes
life back out and live the life I've always wanted, or close to it. Gotta straighten out.
I just thought of a bumper song. I got to put fastball in there. I was out of my head. I was out of my mind. How could I have ever been so blind?
Don't know it.
You don't know fastball out of my head?
It's not ringing a bell.
It's out of my head. It's out of my mind. How could I have ever been so blind? I was waiting for an invitation. It was hard to find. Well, it's weird that you don't know that song. Well, you're going to hear it.
I might. I just might not be recalling it right now.
Okay. Well, I'll try and get it as you read this.
My sexual thoughts from the sting were all based around thinking that my victim wanted me to say those things.
In quotes.
Yeah, she's not really a victim. So that she would know that I cared about her. I was going to do anything I could to make her happy because I just wanted someone to care about me and didn't want to lose her. I thought that in order to not lose her...
We need a hammer. My mind, how could I have ever been so blind?
Lose my head again.
Oh, sorry, I just realized I'm watching a live stream. Quotes!
Yeah, she's not really a victim. So that she would know that I cared about her. I was going to do anything I could to make her happy because I just wanted someone to care about me and didn't want to lose her. I thought that in order to not lose her...
We need a hammer. I did the hammer there. This is how little sleep I've had. I didn't even realize I was watching a live stream. I'm like backing it up based on watching comments being like, wait, well, how much bullshit? Go ahead. Sorry.
In order not to lose her, that I would have to keep talking sexually to her.
Oh my God.
I talked to her about having oral, vaginal, and anal intercourse.
It should be anal with vaginal, right?
Oh, yeah. Anal intercourse.
Anal intercourse.
Apparently, that's how they would pronounce it in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Since being out of incarceration, I have only had one internet relationship and would masturbate to thoughts of being with the girl Ramona, 25, of Maryland. I also sent her nude images. I can't, something's on it. Images of myself with my cell phone. I took with my cell phone.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't know I need to scroll down. Oops.
Myself through my cell phone. At the present time, I'm talking to Casey.
Casey being the case 3 decoy. Or potentially case 2 played by Tiffany Lockhart. Yeah, sorry.
Mind you, that's Casey.
Yeah,
Casey 1 and 2, not Casey 3.
This is Casey 1 and 2. Go ahead.
Casey, 30 years old from California, that I have met face to face. She's the actress from The Sting.
In at least 2018. Because Casey being 30 would be 11 years old, or 11 years later. Maybe if he thought she was 18, it'd be... Why would you put this in your Sting paperwork or your RSO paperwork? Yeah, I'm chatting with the actress from my Sting. 2017, but I mean, oh my God, you're talking about talking to the decoy from the Sting you were arrested in your RSO class paperwork, Lorne. I love how consistent like past Hear Me Out is with me, current Hear Me Out. Like we have the same thoughts. Anyone just record yourself and then years later on a this subject. Man cannot record yourself years later and hear how it's different. This man cannot, and I'm consistent. Not stop self-stitching. Here's the song. Wait, do you hear it? I don't hear it.
Okay.
Hopefully this doesn't demonetize the stream.
Always more than exactly what you mean, mistake. Was I out of my head or was I out of my mind? How could I ever feel so blind?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, actually hearing that now makes me think that Lorne got his excuse from the song. I mean, look at this. Listen to the lyrics.
Exactly what you mean, mistake. Was I out of my head or was I out of my mind? How could I ever feel so blind?
That's all he says. How could it be so blind? Oh my God, that's where Lorne's alibi came from. Fastball. Oh, here's another good one.
What makes a relationship?
Wait. Sexual relationships is the title.
Sexual education, sexual relationships. What makes a relationship a sexual relationship? When two people consummate.
All right, everyone, put that in your head. When two people consummate, that's a sexual relationship, okay? That's what his first answer. All right, I'm listening to you. Historical, hear me out. Next.
Name some sexual behaviors, situations that cannot be considered a sexual relationship. A kiss on the cheek, a hug, a one-night stand.
What the hell, Lorne? What do you think they do on a one-night stand?
Which also calls into question what his one-night stands actually were.
Right. This man is so stupid. When two people consummate is a sexual relationship, but a one-night stand cannot be considered a sexual relationship. Wait.
A pat on the leg, a massage.
What about a pat on the butt?
What about a pat on the knee? He thinks there's a G-spot.
Pat on the back.
Pat on the back's gay.
I can't imagine being the counselor and reading this and be like, what? How does this man put when two people consummate? He knows the word consummate, but then the next one he says you can't consider a one-night stand a sexual relationship?
I think
now on retrospect, I believe because he never had sex on these one-night stands, maybe he's just like self-snitching.
He's just heard the word consummate and decided to use it without really knowing what it means.
Yeah. Well, this would go. Accidental charges it says they take the one-night stand out of the room and fight over who is going to get the other one. Go along with the psychological evaluation that it is not clear whether these women believe they are in a relationship with Lorne. Based on his definition. Right? Okay.
Are male and female sexual relations appropriate? For myself, no, but shit happens in the world.
But shit happens. Well, this would go along with the psychological evaluation that it is not clear whether these women believe they are in a relationship with Lorne. based on his definition. Right? Okay.
Are male and female sexual relations appropriate? For myself, no, but shit happens in the world. And it's none of my business what other people prefer.
This sounds like a political answer.
Really? But shit happens?
No. But what other people is none of my business on what other people.
The second part does. Yeah, but shit happens. So what? You were just hanging out with your bro, you know, having a few Bud Lights.
This sounds like
maybe you decide to do a back massage. You know,
sounds like a Katie Porter answer for California. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
You didn't see that blow up? Oh, we have to watch that at the end. And for those who want to see it, it is at the end of night 26. Katie Porter is the front runner for the California governor's race, and she just did a total meltdown interview, like just insane interview for news. It's making the rounds. It's just. I'll get it ready. I'll get it queued up. We can watch it at the end here. It's so good. Good.
What is the role of a male in a sexual relationship? What is the role of the female? The role of the male is to pamper and please. The role of the female is to feel special and make the male aware that he's made her happy.
I mean, it lines up with what he. I think this is an honest answer for him, right? I mean,
but what does pamper mean to Lorne? Abuse?
No, take care of. You know, you're not gonna have to worry about anything.
Okay.
But I see the line I hate at the end is like, and make the male aware that he's made her happy. It's he manages to sound needy in his RSO paperwork. Like, what are you doing, Lorne? It's her responsibility to make sure that I know that she likes me. You want to see my penis again?
Describe a healthy sexual relationship when both are happy with the outcome of the experience.
Well, I certainly hope so. And I don't know if I say this here, but this entirely connects back to his behavior and attitude towards sex offender class, and his attitude on like, oh, I wish I had sex education. Right? He wants to know how to like perform in police for a woman. Right? It's not. This doesn't have anything to do with the question. What's a healthy sexual relationship? He's like, I want to make sure I was good and I pleased her.
I would have included consent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna nickel and dime Lorne on everything, stuff such as consent, I feel that's not being very fair.
Really?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna ask a bunch of follow-up questions, yeah. Mom's Biscotti. This is about performance to him, not consent. Yes, because he has never performed because he's never had sex.
Not fair.
Okay, last page. These are his life goals.
Oh, I'm going to have to move. All right. To help structure my life, I have set the following goals for myself.
Danielle Carpenter. Yeah, I love Westmost. Or Most Worst. Westmost. That's how I found Lorne. That's how I got into Lorne. watching his intro and then hearing the Mother's Day call. Angelo, call away, Joe.
Ruin Mother's Day. These goals need to be reviewed regularly in your treatment to assess your progress on achieving your goals. Revise as needed. Over the next 30 days, I will work my job, keep up with my bills, continue writing another book, finish my landscaping and putting styrofoam insulation on the outside of my house. I don't think that's what they meant, Lorne.
No. Well.
And then what does he write for over the next 30 days? I will work my job, keep up with bills. And then they probably told him, listen, dumbass, you can't write the same thing again and again. So for all of them, it's the same. But then he crosses it out. Over the next 90 days, I will start looking for girlfriend.
Like, hey, lose it. You're normal people work a job every day. That should be your 24-hour goal.
Start looking for girlfriend. Add back porch on house. Start garage.
Start kill shack.
Dog door. And fence in backyard for... I can't read that. For Roscoe, maybe?
Yeah, it's Roscoe.
And advertise my book more. Over the next 6 months, I will invite for coffee and dating, writing book as inspiration hits, hopefully completely finish building back porch, get alarm system for mom's house.
You know what I like? You know what? And I'm sure he was seeing this. None of this stuff is sexual. Look, I have no sexual plans other than the dating thing. But, you know, I'm just worried about getting my house back together. You don't need to pay attention to me.
In 1 year, my goals are to build a carport. They don't care about your...
I know. I like how he's still saying work my job.
Build carport and garage. You mean the carport that collapsed?
Why would you need a carport and a garage?
Have
another... No, wait. A carport and a garage? Why do you need both? You don't need both? You could be carport and machine shed. Right?
Carport and kill shed.
Carport and kill shed. Carport and metal shed.
Have another novel published. Start another book. Find someone to be happy with. Buy different vehicle.
God.
They're not... The point of this is not building... you don't build anything.
He's treating it like an itinerary. That's what the problem is. He's treating it like an itinerary, or like a to-do list of itinerary items. Like, I'm going to work my job, keep up with my bills. I love that he put work my job, keep up with my bills, keep up with my bills, keep up with my bills, work my job over the next 5 years. Meaning you have no plans, Lorne.
In 5 years, my goals are to work my job, but then he crosses it out.
Yep.
Have at least 4 books published.
Actually, you know what's ironic? It would have been good for him to have the goal of keeping working for 5 years.
Yeah, it never happened.
I think probation kind of steered him wrong here. You're like, no, Lorne, you should try and do that. Work for 5 years.
Maybe married and start a family. Be off probation. God. Hopefully have some of my sentence lowered or taken to trial.
You're out of prison. So he means get off probation.
Get off probation. And he's still trying. He's still fighting for that as of this year.
Hold on a sec. We got a super chat. Kayla brings sexy back as being very negative. Well, then do you not want sexy back? Oh, ex Derek is being very negative. That's what you mean. Yeah, I can see it. Exteric is just a well of negativity. Okay.
My most important lifetime goals are to retire with a family, be proud of my achievements, help those who actually need it.
What do you think you would have put in there for him? Just off the top of your head.
Well, he wasn't.
There's no right or wrong answers, right? Well, actually, there are wrong answers. Lorne's answers are wrong.
Not go back to jail.
Yes, that's what. Yes, that's one.
Not harm anyone.
Yes, not offend anyone, not reoffend. That's number 2.
And be a productive member of society, i.e., have a job.
I would have said stay in the shadows. Like, not be a national punching joke or punching bag or punchline. Fortunately, he does not. He didn't accomplish any of these.
None of these are accomplished. Doesn't work his job. Doesn't keep up with his bills.
Well, he says over the next 30 days. So he probably did work some days at a job in the 30 days.
I mean, I guess you could say he was looking for an online girlfriend.
And what he said, start looking for girlfriend. He's been doing that since day one. He did build the carport and garage. The carport collapsed. So, he got some things. He got...
Yeah, Lorne's a winner.
Lorne is a winner. Well, that's the end of the RSO. I guess I'm still alive. Good night, everyone. I fell asleep. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Kayla Marie. Come on. No, you might. Little baby girl, right? Here we go. Come on. Kayla Marie. You know you are my precious baby girl. I swear I love you just so much. My little princess. My little baby girl. Let's just have sex. Now listen to me, Kayla, miss. The penis wants his girlfriend now. Miss vagina between your legs, Kay. So tell me, did you count those hairs down there yet? Or were there too many for you to count? Cause Kayla, if there are, I mean they just might be okay. As long as you promise to taste my wine. The worst stuff that comes out of a grown man's penis. Tell me, Kayla, do you know what it's called? Because you have it too. It drips out of your vagina. When you get excited and I'll taste it. I wanna taste your cum, your 13-year-old cum, Kayla. Eating is what it's called when a man licks all up and down your pit. It's gonna feel oh so good for my precious little baby girl princess. I'm gonna pick you up and throw you in my white Dodge Ram and take you with me to my apartment. As soon as we get in, your clothes will come in all precious. But it's gonna be like, what the fuck? Get on the floor, Kayla.
Free squad in this bitch for real. Free squad in this bitch for real. D-Mac, that's my name. I stay strapped with that razor cane. Gonna shave my Laura, babe. I thought we agreed Kayla was her name. Shut up, Lorne. This verse is mine. I know it's yours, but you're out of your mind. Cause I loved it first, the baby girl is mine. Don't do this again, just chill. Here, pop one of my Medicare pills. Free squad in this bitch for real. Free squad in this bitch for real. Lorne, aka son of Cord. Crucified, willing green, tell me thanks to Lord. Paid the price for your sins, really miss my dog. His name was Bud and I miss him a lot. Bitch, you know I'm with the shits. Sitting here jacking at the Kayla's pics. She just so cute, you know what? I might have to go up in her butt. Not K, let's get in shade. Free squad in this bitch for real. Free squad in this bitch for real.